Yo, this is Afro, aka All Flows Reach Out, and you're listening to Built for This Network. Yes, sir. From the building, stay bomb.
Yo, this is Big Illinois 73. I want you to tune in to the Backyard Podcast Music Sessions, Friday nights, 10 p.m. Central Time, on the Built for This Network, on the Spreaker.com. Check us out. Hit the like button, subscribe. Peace. Yo, this is Big Illinois 73, host of the Backyard Podcast, Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time, on the Built for This Network. Check us out. Hosted by yours truly, with my panel, my fam. We got the sister Kim Webb, the brother Dre MC1, the brother Anuliel, and the brother HRap B. No topic is off limit. We laugh and joke. We get serious. Try to be informative. Check us out. Once again, that's the Backyard Podcast, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Let's go.
West, y'all. Bang, bang.
Throw them W's up. West Side Wednesdays with your boy D Greatest from South Central. Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. X Squad Online Radio Network, iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more.
Kobe Bryant was a teenager when he walked onto the NBA stage, and there was no doubt in his mind that he was ready.
I'm going to go in there and I'm going to work hard every day.
I'm young, but I'm not going to back down from anyone.
He had the drive, the ability to thrill, all wrapped in a megawatt smile.
Welcome to the Kobe Show.
And fans began to see that they were in for something special.
Here comes Bryant. Oh, missed the right. Wow, did you see the move by the kid? That's Kobe. You see the finish by the kid?
He would pair with Shaquille O'Neal to form a powerful 1-2 punch, elevating his game when it counted most.
Kobe, jump shot for the lead, yes!
The Phenom had grown into a 3-time NBA champ.
That's three. Back to back to back.
Kobe was anything but a finished product. In the years that followed, he reached a new level of mental and physical dominance.
And an 81-point game.
The Mamba was born.
I couldn't even dream of this when I was a kid, There's just no way possible. Just a blessing from above.
And his scoring explosions captivated the league.
4 straight games, 50 or more points.
All the while, Kobe realized there was still room to grow.
Kobe Bryant, the 2007-2008 most valuable player.
And that true greatness means lifting those around you.
Go easy points. Make them earn everything.
He embraced his role as a leader, and the result was a return to glory for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Basketball immortality for the 09 Los Angeles Lakers.
The Lakers repeat back-to-back titles.
Kobe's ability to inspire wasn't limited to his body of work in the NBA.
They call me the OG, you know what I mean? So it's fun for me to be around these guys and kind of mentor them a little bit.
He was a driving force behind the 2008 Olympic team that restored USA basketball to the top of the podium and won gold again in 2012.
Team USA has won back-to-back gold medals.
Beloved by fans around the world, Kobe Bryant had transcended the game. He embodied excellence, achievement, and aspiration for millions of fans everywhere. And when it came time to write the final chapter of his NBA career, Kobe saved one of his most unforgettable performances for last.
Kobe Bryant, on the final night of his NBA career, scores 60 points. 6-0.
Man! To spend 20 years here, you can't write something better than this.
With his playing days behind him, he understood that all along, his single-minded pursuit of excellence was about much more than himself.
The most important thing is how your career moves and touches those around you and how it carries forward to the next generation.
Wings to Fly is a children's book about gaining confidence and working to succeed, told from the perspective of a young girl who loves to play basketball. She is often left out by her teammates until she meets her guardian angel who teaches her that success takes perseverance. Wings to Fly is a great read for all children. I would highly recommend this book. If you would like to make a purchase, please click on the link in my description box below.
Once again, a standing ovation for Henry Aaron. So the confrontation for the second time. Aaron walked in the second inning. He means the tying run at the plate now. So we'll see what Downing does. Al at the belt delivers, and he's low. Ball one. And that just adds to the pressure. The crowd booing. Downing has to ignore the sound effects and stay a professional and pitch his game. 1 ball and no strikes. Aaron waiting. The outfield deep and straight away. Fastball is a high drive into deep left center field. Buckner goes back to the fence. It is gone. For baseball, what a marvelous moment for Atlanta and the state of Georgia. What a marvelous moment for the country and the world. A black man is getting a standing ovation in the Deep South for breaking a record of an all-time baseball idol. And it is a great moment for all of us, and particularly for Henry Aaron, who was met at home plate not only by every member of the Braves, but by his father and mother. He threw his arms around his father, and as he left the home plate area, his mother came running across the grass, threw her arms around his neck, kissed him for all she was worth. As Aaron circled the bases, the Dodgers on the infield shook his hand, and that was a memorable moment. Aaron is being mobbed by photographers. He is holding his right hand high in the air, and for the first time in a long time, that poker face of Aaron shows the tremendous strain and relief of what it must have been like to live with for the past several months. It is over. At 10 minutes after 9 in Atlanta, Georgia, Henry Aaron has eclipsed the mark set by Babe Ruth. You could not, I guess, get two more opposite men. The Babe, big and garrulous and oh so sociable, and oh so immense in all of his appetites. And then the quiet lad out of Mobile, Alabama, slender and stayed slender throughout his career. Ruth, as he put on the poundage and the paunch, the Yankees put their ball players in pinstripe uniforms because it made Ruth look slimmer. But they didn't need pinstripe uniforms for Henry Aaron in the twilight of his career. He looked almost the same as he did when he first came up 20 years ago. And so it was a memorable moment before the game, and now what a sweet moment it is here in the middle of the game. So Henry and the Babe, the two greatest home run hitters that have ever lived. And it's a marvelous, wonderful, enjoyable moment here in Atlanta. We're so happy, too, that it could be seen all over the United States, that it will be duly reported all around the world. And I'm sure films of it will be seen around the world, and you can hear Georgia around the world. Henry Aaron is now at the microphone. Henry summed it all up by saying, I thank God it's all over with. And I'm sure he has thanked God many times that he had to do it to get it all over with, as he becomes the greatest home run hitter in the history of baseball.
Welcome aboard, welcome aboard, welcome aboard. This is your man, HRap, coming at you live and direct. That means it's Tuesday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. This is the End of the Bench podcast, coming at you from Spreaker.com on Built for This Network. As we do every week, what I will do is introduce you to my ancestors, because I pay homage to my ancestors on a weekly basis, because without them there is no me. So, I'd like to acknowledge my ancestors from both sides of my family, everybody who's played a role in me being here. That's an easy task. I just write out and encompass everybody from the Whitmore, Pollard, Turner, Battle, Cotton, Harper, Bailey, Chris, Lansdowne, Liggins, Duncan, and Williams, part of my family. We are always in the building. Thank you. Now, with that being said, what we will do from here at this point on is cover the week in sports. It is important that we do this every week, because without this, we don't have anything else to do. How about that? Now, you can always catch this live on YouTube, theendofthebench.com. I want you to go to Spreaker.com, subscribe, leave a comment, be part of the show. It's easy. Use your social media or your email. Go to YouTube. You can go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Deezer, Podcast Addict, or wherever you download your podcast. Thank you for tuning in. It has been a special week in sports. As you heard at the top of the show, we were paying homage to two lost soldiers, the late great Kobe Bryant. We lost a year ago today, and a senior ancestor which transitioned last week, the late great Henry Aaron. It is important that we support our ancestors in this mission, because when you support your ancestors, as I do at the top of the show, they send down blessings of protection for you. It is ideal that you do the same anytime you publicly speak. Again, this is the End of the Bench podcast. Thank you for tuning in. I got my main man, as usual, Joe from Houston in the building. Talk to me, Joe. What's going on? How you feel, brother?
Yo, feeling good, man. Like you said, another crazy week. I'm feeling great overall. Had a great weekend. Ready to get to it.
It's always good, man. As they say, it's the old folks say, it's always good to be seen and not viewed. It's always good to be seen and not viewed. We have a action-packed week in sports. Some good, some bad, some ugly. We are going to pick up where we left off at last week. But before I start, I do want to pay homage to the late, great Henry Aaron. Henry Aaron is a key and a seminal figure in our community. The reason I say that is because what people don't know about Henry Aaron, he was the home run king for 40 some odd years or 30 some odd years, however many years it was. He was one of the greatest baseball players ever. We get that. But at the end of the day, no one really cares about that. This is a great man and point blank period. He was what they call a race man. And what a race man is this. He actually gave a damn about his race. Last night, I was part of a panel on BS3 Sports and Sports Network, and we talked about this movie One Night in Miami. It was a movie that spoke about. It was a play loosely based on the night that Muhammad Ali won the heavyweight championship. At the time, the heavyweight championship was the best thing in the world. You couldn't be anything better than the heavyweight champion of the world. And they had three prominent brothers that come from different directions in life, and they were 4 different ages, and it spoke about Malcolm X spoke about how you need to always be a credit to your race. Sam Cooke was talking about the financial end. Jim Brown was talking about financial and leadership. Muhammad Ali was talking about doing things his way, and Malcolm X was attempting to get them to understand, hey, you are this, you're that, and you can do anything you want in this life, but you must be a credit to the race first and foremost, right? As he was doing this, what he did was describe Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron was a credit to his race. Hank Aaron, as recently as 4 years ago, gave $5 million to Morehouse University School of Medicine. He was consistently available to anybody in his community. He was consistently available to anybody at any cost that anybody needed. This is a dude who you never saw him loose. You never heard about, hey, he was in a car accident. He was sleeping with women. He was doing all these nefarious activities that a lot of athletes and a lot of people who come from nothing and get everything that they want end up in. So not only was he a credit to baseball, which I don't really give a damn about him being a credit to baseball, he was a credit to our community. This is a man who represented class. He was class personified. And when you look at a guy like Hank Aaron, he's the standard. He is definitely the standard. He is how we should be living our lives. We should be thinking community first and then thinking about the other things that come along with the life that he lived. So I want to salute Hank Aaron. I want to give him his flowers. Even though he's gone, we're going to continue to put those flowers on him. And I just want to put that out there. What's going on, brother? How you feel?
I mean, in regards to Henry, Lewis, got the same. We should actually share the same name. It was actually great. Hank Aaron is one of the first names. Well, I have a baseball background. I've been playing baseball since I was 3-4 years old. My father put a bat in my hand, put a glove in my hand, and the name that always resonated in my head, and what he would always tell me was Hank Aaron, who did things the right way. this the model athlete at the time. And especially I'm being, in my eyes, a black man, a power hitter, and the sport I was trying to play. Yeah, I looked up to him in regards to getting me into the mode of being a wannabe athlete. Of course, over time, I found my favorite players, but I want to say Hank Aaron is one of the ones that actually started my vision of wanting to play baseball. So it is, like you said, it contributes to so much. It's just as much in the community with everybody. So I it's greatly appreciated in regards to the life he lived, the lives he touched, just so much.
Yeah, and when you speak about the life he lived, it's this one professor at Fisk University. He met Hank Aaron when he was later on older in life, and he mentioned to Hank Aaron, "Man, you did so much for everybody that I know and everybody in our community." He said, "It really is important that I meet you." And Hank Aaron, a reporter, was there and asked him, "How does that make you? How does that make you feel, Hank?" And his response was, "I wish I could have done more." This is the perfect example of the type of guy he was. And we should never forget him, because in this microwave society where everybody's looking for the very next, nobody stops and says, "This guy was awesome." There's too many people overlooked. And then when they pass away, you want to talk about how great they were. And now it's too late, because nobody needs posthumous praise. I mean, everybody loves it. You know, we want to praise them while they're here, but we need to start making sure we step up and praise these people while they're here, while they're doing their thing, while they're walking around, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's, the Bill Russells, the Jim Browns, and other people, professors, deans of universities, and other people throughout the diaspora. But I'm just saying, you know, we got to stop looking for the next Michael Jordan, and start saying, "You know what, Mike, you did a lot for the game of basketball." Dr. J and all these guys, you know, anybody who's made a solid impact on any lives in the United States of America from our community, we have to stop waiting on them to die in order to say, "Hey man, this was a great guy," because it don't mean anything at the point when they're dead. And I hate to speak about it like they said, be so short with it, but when they're no longer with us, what good does it do to say, "Hey man, you were great when you were here"? You don't hear it. You know, the energy is still in the universe, and you know the Bible says as long as somebody speaks your name, you'll live forever. So of course he'll hear it, but it's a lot better to somebody give you a pat on your back while you walk in the earth and while you're doing your thing, versus somebody giving you praise after they're laying you on the ground and everybody's crying and everybody's saying, "We're gonna miss you," because it does you no good. It's always easy to make someone feel good. Walk up to them, "Hey man, you were awesome. Thank you for the inspiration," and then you keep it moving. That's it. It ain't gonna hurt you. It don't cost you anything. None of that. But that's what my goal is going forward, is to start acknowledging people as they are here. All this, "I hate you." You know, I hate him because he played for another team. Damn them teams, because those teams don't give a damn about us. And with that being said, you got Kobe Bryant, 1 year anniversary of his death today. Go ahead, chime in. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, as you see the picture behind me, the shirt and the hoodie. Kobe wasn't my favorite player, but I did love Kobe's game. He left it all on the court. They always say "mama mentality," and that's the mentality everyone needs to have. Just do your best at everything you can do. So that's what I did admire Kobe about. You know, he's fearless. I hate that his life was taken the way it was. Of course, I mean we all feel that way. But as far as it goes, I hate, you know, it's a year. I don't want to harp on it because I'm pretty sure everybody feels the same emotion I feel. If you hated him, if you love him, it's still a person, it's still a human. So, regardless, him and his daughter up there lost their lives on that plane, on that helicopter. Rest in peace. It's 1 year. That's what I gotta say.
Well, me, I am gonna harp on it because it's a horrible situation that Kobe Bryant isn't here. This dude isn't. We didn't get a chance to see Kobe get old. It's horrible. And to me, that's the worst part of it. You know, if Bill Russell passed away today, if Jim Brown passed away today, it would be horrible because nobody wants those guys to die. We want our heroes to live forever. But when you got a dude who never left his 40s, you know, he got 4 or 5 children to raise. Being a person who was raised without his dad and a person who's lost both his parents at this point in my life, that's something that you cannot replace. Again, Kobe Bryant is another dude. Since they've laid him to rest, the entire world wants to talk about how great he was. You didn't hear about the philanthropic thing. The media, the white-facing media, they consistently drew Kobe in a dark place. I remember this one instance at an All-Star game. Personally, I remember this one instance at an All-Star game in which Kobe Bryant was playing defense on LeBron James, and it was going into the half, and Kobe wanted LeBron to shoot the ball. Like, man, shoot the damn ball. And LeBron passed it to a wide open Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony missed the shot, and Kobe started yelling at LeBron. The media never focused, and this is my issue with the white-facing media. They never focused on the fact that Kobe Bryant was trying to get LeBron James to be a greater star. It made Kobe look like a jerk. This dude cared about the image of the game. He cared about everybody in the game. He cared about everybody around him. And you only hear these great stories after he passes. And again, this white-facing media, they make people look like what the hell they want them to make. I don't need a good guy and a bad guy. I don't need a hero and a villain. Look, you are on this team. I'm rooting for the other team. That's cool in the game until the show is over, and then we'll root for whoever the hell we want to, and we'll move forward. It's not personal. You know, you got people giving LeBron James demonstrative nicknames and things of that nature. I don't like it. And again, I can't stand Kobe. He a snitch, and he ain't snitch on you, so why the hell you care? So with that being said, I'm not gonna participate. You know, I never was the guy to participate in that madness anyway, and I'm never gonna participate it, or I'm not gonna tolerate it around me. Hey, you don't have to be a fan, and you can boo as long as you want, as long as those jerseys are on. You can boo as much as you like. But when you start calling people bitches and little bitch and he a hoe and that's just stupid, because it annoys the hell out of me. It annoys me to no end. You don't have to be anybody's fan. You don't have to be a fan of anybody, but what you're not going to do is disrespect these brothers around me anymore, because I'm not having it. I get it. You don't have, what we need to start doing is rooting against the Lakers, rooting against the Bulls, rooting against the Knicks, rooting against the Hornets, rooting against the Pelicans, and not rooting against our brothers, because again, that's another way to divide and conquer us. With that being said, we got our third host on the show, my main man, Big Illinois. What's good, brother?
Good, brother.
Good to see you, brother.
Good, Big Illinois. Just Joe. What's good, my brother?
Good to see you, brother.
Hey, another day, 15 cents. I can't say $1 no more. Every time I say $1, somebody cuts me out, so I can say 15 cents now.
Hey, man, that was a good show last night. Y'all was reviewing Night in Miami last night, man.
Yeah, we tune in next week. We're gonna do 40 Years of Prisoners on HBO Max, or HBO, the traditional HBO. Tune in next Monday, same bad time on BS3 Network.
Okay. What's good, man?
Yeah, we just talking about the late great Kobe Bryant and the late great Hank Aaron, and basically I learned this from Bill Russell. I don't call these guys athletes anymore. They're men who play basketball. I don't do that. What are your thoughts on Kobe? What are your thoughts on the late great Henry Aaron? And then we'll move on with the show, my brother.
Man, I'm gonna start with Henry Aaron. I mean, that's a true hero.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he went through it, breaking that record, man.
Mm-hmm.
Tom House was on Fox Sports this morning, man. He caught the ball, the home run ball, he said that was his career highlight. but to see the fans gravitate to him when he was around in the base, watching that shit now give you chills.
Yes.
Give you chills, man. But man, rest in peace. The thing with Kobe, man, I mean, I think we take our great athletes for granted sometimes, and I think that's one instance where when everybody heard that he passed away, it was kind of like, damn, like Kobe, you know. When Mike Jackson passed, this off the course, but when Mike Jackson passed, you kind of was surprised, but at the same time, you was like, but man, it's sad to see pictures of his daughter, knowing that she was similar to him. Man, rest in peace.
It's horrible, man. And I get it, man. You know, no, we don't want any. Like I said before you came in, we don't want any of our heroes to die, right? But at the same time, when you look at somebody, even 50, I'm 50. You know, I don't want to die. But it's different than when you see somebody in their 30s die, or you see somebody in their 20s die, you know. And we didn't see this generation. You can make the argument, whether people would agree with me or not, that Kobe Bryant was bigger than Michael Jordan, because the same reason Michael Jordan is bigger than Dr. J. Because if you look at the situation, Dr. J had 2 major magazines following him. Sports Illustrated and the Sport News. No ESPN, no none of that stuff. My son, 27 years old, he knows who Dr. J is. Kobe touched more people than Mike simply because Mike ushered in ESPN. Kobe became a giant figure with Twitter, Instagram, hell, MySpace, LinkedIn. He's touching more people. You know, you got people on the golf course. Michael Jordan is a legend to a lot of people. Hell, like people like Joe. Joe saw it at the end. It's just like with Dr. J, with somebody that's 5 years younger than me. Yeah, you 5, maybe 7 years younger than me. My cousin Chris, he's 7 years younger than me. Yeah, at age 10, he saw Dr. J play, but it didn't have the same impact on him as it had on me, because I saw Dr. J from the time Chris was born, which was I was 7 to 17, so I got to soak it in. Michael Jordan is a rumor to a lot of people. He's like, hey man, Bill Russell scored 100 points. We didn't see that, so it don't mean as much to us. Kobe raised the digital age, the multimedia age. So I'm not saying that he is, but you can make the argument that Kobe Bryant is bigger than Michael Jordan. Ben said Kobe had one era, Mike had the next.
Then it goes into like the impact of stuff he has. Like, yeah, Kobe is still, you know, think about it. When you shoot a basket, when you throw this shoe in the back in the garbage can, you still Kobe. But then every other week they got a pair of Jordans that come in. So it's still always a battle in regards to who's gonna be bigger regardless. It's all about who you like. Overall, they both have major impacts in regards to basketball overall, especially during the quote-unquote golden eras of the years. 90s was mostly Michael Jordan. The 2000s on was mostly Kobe. So they had, like they said, 10 years of dominance. They both had. So that's more so why it's like it's always a question or argument who had that time.
No, I'm really not talking about talent or abilities. I'm just saying impact on the world. You could say Kobe Bryant had a large impact on the world simply because of the way the world is designed today. When I was in my 20s, I couldn't pull out a phone. In 1991, I couldn't pull out my cell phone and look at a basketball game. I could watch Kobe anytime, any place on earth. You could be in Budapest with phone service and watch an NBA basketball game. You could watch Kobe Bryant score 61 points in his last game, as long as you were on Earth and with service to your phone. You couldn't do that with Mike. And that's one of the reasons Mike is bigger than Dr. J, if you ask me.
Facts. Okay. I get what you mean.
Yeah, I'm not talking about personal favorites. I'm just talking about, by and large, the impact on the world. Kobe Bryant he was a hell of a dude, and it just angers me, and it seriously angers me that people made him out to be a bad guy. All you heard about was how Kobe don't get along with people. You never heard that all these guys in the league worship Kobe. You heard, oh, well, Kobe don't get along with people. That's all you heard, and that's almost criminal. This dude, for the sake of selling tickets, was made a villain. It's people my age, I can't stand that motherfucker. Knock it off. With that being said, man, it's another legend I want to talk about tonight. He goes by the name of Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods just had his 5th back surgery. And I'm making a point to never say when somebody should retire. But is it time for Tiger Woods, at age 45, 5 back surgeries, and not playing he's not the Tiger Woods of his prime, obviously at 45. Is it time for Tiger Woods to retire? I'll take Big Illinois, then I'll go to you, Joe.
Whenever you don't make the cut, you one of the greatest. He can't get no drive on the ball, man, because his back is messed up. And 5 back surgeries, man. But in my opinion, I think he should have retired like 3 or 4 years ago.
Joe?
At least that, he didn't have that stain of missing the cut of so many tournaments that he have now. I think he should have retired like 3 or 4 years ago. At least took that time off. I understand he's a competitor and golf is in his blood, but I can only imagine have your back operated on 5 times.
Joe?
Okay. As much as I always try to try to go away from the legends retire stuff, I guess I love that last little fling that they have in the roster trying to walk away in the sunset. But I do agree with Big Illinois. At this point in time, it might be time. Granted, the back surgery is one thing. I'm not a golfer. I don't know what the intensity of the back surgeries are, but I'm pretty sure the back surgeries are. And after so many of them, this might be, it's affecting him now for me. So I think it's time for him to actually, step away from what it shows. The sun is starting to get into it. Maybe this is the time where he can, step back from actually playing and do the whole coaching thing in regards to trying to get his son. It seems about that time. That's what I think.
Well, I definitely believe it's time for Tiger Woods to retire. Anytime, it's like a boxer. If you start getting beat up a lot, and you start losing horribly like Roy Jones did at the end of his career, it's time to hang it up. It's easy to sit around and like, man, we love Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is the man. Yada, yada, yada. We want to see him play forever. We do, but again, as our hero, as a dude who attracted people from all walks of life to the sport of golf, when a lot of people didn't give a damn about the sport of golf. A lot of people in the hood, it was it's an elitist sport. It's a sport that's extremely expensive to play. It costs money to buy balls. You got to have the proper clubs. They have to be cut to the proper height. So it's nothing that people in the hood, so to speak, or working class people were really participating in. And he ushered in an era in which they would be engaged. The average everyday man would be engaged. He's made his mark on history. And what I slightly disagree with Big Illinois at is I don't think not making the cut will damage his legacy, Big Illinois. What I do say is just gracefully, at some point, man, you got to be like James Dean in regard. When it comes to sports, You need to be like James Dean, die young and leave a good-looking corpse. Don't be like Muhammad Ali. Don't be like Sugar Ray Leonard. Don't be like Michael Jordan. You know, oh man, Mike looked good at 40. Nah, he didn't look like Michael Jordan at 40. So no, I don't want to look like Dale Ellis at 40. I want to look. You should leave as close to your peak as you can. So I can see if it's like Kareem, you win NBA titles. You win the NBA titles. You're not Kareem, but you're a major portion of why you win it. Yeah, gracefully bow out, and that's one thing. That's why I make it a habit never to say it's time for him to retire, because you're talking about if you're one of the luckiest athletes in the history of the world, you get a 15+ year career. So how I'm gonna tell you, you work your whole life to do this, you get 15 years to do it. Now go on here, man. But at this point, I'm looking at Tiger Woods like, hey, bro, I'm not a fan of yours. I'm not a fan of golf. I never will play, never have played, have no interest in playing. But I do know, in regards to golf, you are an iconic figure, and I think you need to gracefully bow out while you can. And I agree with Big Illinois. When he won that last Masters, that should have been his last year. He should have did the tip of the hat and left. And at that point, he's able to walk away with his chest out, his head held high. Because personally, I believe he would have been able to. I think he could have just said, "I'm done." What do you say, Big Illinois?
Instead of dropping the mic, I would drop my puppy.
Right. Just I'm out. I won a major championship, because he has to know you ain't winning no more of these big time tournaments. You may be able to win the Masters, because the Masters is more knowing the course versus being able to play. But you're gonna wait every year to win them? You gonna save your body to the Masters and then that's it? No. That's why I don't respect Roger Federer. That's why I don't respect Roger Federer. You only playing in the majors. Nah, man. This is about attrition. All sports is about attrition. It's the hell. If that's the case, I'm quite sure Roger Clemens and some of those older pitchers could have said, look, y'all get to the playoffs, I'm only pitching the playoffs. I don't know about y'all. I don't respect that. Y'all can close it out on that one if y'all like, or we could just move on. Let me know what y'all want to do.
That's pretty much like we all feel the same way about it. We feel that Tiger should have been done a couple of years ago. You love him, you're a legend, but sign away, dog.
Can't lift too many waitresses with a bad back.
Well, with that being said, we're a month into the NBA season. It's been extremely competitive, extremely interesting. We have teams out of nowhere. We have players out of nowhere. We have coaches doing their thing. What we're going to do is do a brief review of the National Basketball Association. I'll give y'all a review from top to bottom in regards to the standings, in regards to the divisions, and then we'll move on and talk about best coach, MVP at this point, team that's out of nowhere, and the disappointing team, and then we'll move on to what we really want to talk about. And at the end of the day, that's the National Football League. That's what everybody tuning in for. It's important to everybody. We got 3 divisions in each conference. The Philadelphia 76ers are at the top of the Atlantic. The Milwaukee Bucks, as we assume, are at the top of the Central. At the Southeast, you got the Atlanta Hawks on top. You got the Utah Jazz on top of the Northwest. At the Pacific Division, you got the Los Angeles Lakers. In the Southwest Division, you got the Memphis Grizzlies. Talk to me about, let's start off, what are your thoughts on the league after 1 month in?
I'll go first. I'm loving it. You know I'm an Indy. I'll go first. I'm loving it. NBA fan, so you know I'm watching as much as possible. Shout out to Xfinity to get a league pass. So I'm loving it. I'm watching so many games. You know, it's still weird, no crowd and stuff like that. I'll cover that, but you know, it's basketball. I mean, it's a lot of. Truthfully, I do see myself. I do have the lights on my face palm, like, wow, I keep shooting all these threes. But I gotta remember that's the age that we live in. If they hit by the 3, die by the 3. times I've seen my TV just ain't throwing into the big league. But as far as it goes, getting me through my shifts, getting me through my nights, it's entertaining me.
Was living in Chicago, been up and down because that's the only thing that really I can watch. Because I don't, to be honest with y'all, I don't want to see the Lakers tonight on TV. But I mean, it's been interesting, man, as far as the moves that's being made. Got the big three in New Jersey now. They lost to the Cavs back to back, but they're starting to come together, man. So it's been interesting so far. I mean, Spurs been up and down. I don't think they're making the playoffs, but at least they competitive, which is all I can ask for. But it's been interesting so far. I mean, I've actually been watching games now.
I'm gonna answer Ben from BS3 Sports question. When should LeBron retire? That's a good question, Ben, and the reason this I say it's a good question is because LeBron James has physically not slipped. LeBron James, in my opinion, is showing you that most of his game is mental. He imposes his athleticism on the league when he feels like it. So he's smart enough to take it easy. He's taking his minutes down from like almost 40 to 42 down to 32 minutes. People who don't really follow the sport don't think, well, what's the difference in 10 minutes? 10 minutes means a lot. So if we start to see LeBron slip, then I'll say let's go in a year and a half. But at this point, whenever that contract, he just signed a 2-year extension. He had another year on here, so that's 3 more years. If he's still playing at a Grant Hill like level, which is Grant Hill, LeBron is here, Grant Hill is right here, I'd say stay. As long as he's at an all-star level, I'll say play. I'll say play. Otherwise, when you stop looking like LeBron, then it's time to go. That's just my whole deal. When you're not looking like the dude who we either love to hate or love to cheer for, it's time to go. In regards to the National Basketball Association, for the first time in a very long time, I've watched a decent amount of basketball. What I am noticing about the National Basketball Association, I see a lot of teams passing the ball and playing an actual game instead of playing Xbox with humans. You got people passing, you got motion, you got pick and pops, you got plays actually being run. The Bulls, as Big Illinois, we from Chicago, the Bulls are looking pretty good. They're a young team. They started off horribly, but at this point, they almost 500. You talking about 17 games in. If you almost 500, I think they lost their first 6 games. So shout out to the Bulls. Shout out to the Memphis Grizzlies. They had my man Ja Morant hurt. And in regards to the Lakers, I don't mind the Lakers being on the top dog. I don't mind. If they're going to be on TV, let them be on TV until another organization. To me, if your organization ain't doing what they supposed to, let the Lakers get all the money. If y'all want to keep getting scraps, keep getting those scraps. Because you know what's funny? My entire life, right? I've been watching Lakers general managers and management get the best players off these stupid ass teams. So we really need to not be mad at the Lakers. We need to be mad at these teams that keep trading these good ball players to the Lakers.
But you know what? I want to piggyback off of what you said about LeBron, though. I mean, he's improved his 3-point shooting. So I really think he's going to get that scoring record.
I think that's a foregone conclusion.
He is.
That's definitely going to happen. And, like, the fact that he's using that more, because, like, as much as people don't want to talk about it, like, last night may have been an aberration or anomaly, whatever you want to call it. He was on last night. That fourth quarter, my man LeBron, not my man, but LeBron was in his bag. Then he was hitting the threes, he was hitting the mid-range, he was hitting the simple fadeaways, he was getting to the basket. Like, he did everything that all of, I would say you, Big Illinois, but all of you fans have been asking for. Just the actual whole repertoire. He did that, but he's doing that now. So it's like, not saying he's getting better or getting worse, but he's evolving. he's adapting to the game, and it's like, you not noticing that?
No. People will never notice it because people don't use their own damn brain anymore.
Think about it. I'm just saying, think about this though. No, I'm just saying though, think about this though. Big Illinois, you was first thing. 07, when LeBron came to the Spurs in 07 finals, what was they saying? Let him shoot. Yep. They pulled the Giannis on him. Just back up. Let him shoot. Do you think they would do that now?
No. I mean, the last time they were Spurs in the finals, I mean, that lets you know they had to change that up.
I'm just saying though. So I mean, as far as it goes, he's getting that better. But it's like now, like I'm not going to LeBron take a jump shot. Like, don't take that. But it's more so like, oh, he might get that. Because it is, and like we can tell over time, he's not saying he's Steph Curry, Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, none of them shooters, Kyle Korver, nothing like that. But he's getting pretty good. He's knocking them down at a far more easier clip than he was.
And you can tell
now people work on that free throw shoot. That'd be a whole different story.
But that's but you can tell the confidence he has in the 3-point shot too.
Still.
Just like when Jimmy Butler was here. Jimmy Butler wasn't the dominant force that he was with Miami last year. I mean, he was a good number 2, number 3, but he took his game to another level last year, man. In Chicago, the people in Chicago, we like, damn, why we didn't get that Jimmy Butler here? But, I mean, the reason
I always said Jimmy Butler didn't work that way, the only reason I ever said Jimmy Butler didn't work that way is because somebody was always considered quote unquote better. So he was competing with that person and not the people team against him. So that's why I always felt like Jimmy Butler didn't really work where he was supposed to in Chicago, in Philly, in Minnesota, because the media always put someone ahead of him in regard to who the team was. And that's what he didn't like.
Well, it was people better than Jimmy Butler when he was in Chicago. It was people better than Jimmy Butler when he was in Philadelphia. I mean, I don't think Jimmy Butler is a superstar, but I thought you always looked at him as a 2.53. Now I think he's a solid 2. But you're right. I mean, but with evolution, it just shows if you allow these people to work on their games, they will improve annually instead of just having a damn 3-point shooting contest. Who the hell wants to watch that? And people are, well, that's just the way the league is now. That's why you don't want to watch it. And to Big Illinois' point, people in Chicago going, what was that Jimmy Butler at? Guess what? The people in Chicago was putting Manny, Mo, and Jack on the court with Jimmy Butler, so he can't carry a franchise. But if you put the right pieces around him, shout out to Pat Riley, he'll be able to do his thing, and that's what I believe the problem is. Thoughts?
Because he had D-Roll towards the end.
I'm with it because he just won last year.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you.
Joe, you were saying something.
And Chief Rocker say Miami has too many tools on their team. I agree with that.
Yeah, it says something. I mean, as far as it goes, that's not how things evolve. Like in regards to Jimmy Butler, he proved last in Miami that he can take the reins and say, hey, get on my back and go to the game. So he has some developing stars. Bam is great. Well, I don't want to say great. That's a hard word to throw out. But Bam is a very good ball player. He knows what he needs to do. He's willing to rebound. He's willing to do scrappy work. He's ready to put balls basket. That's what Jimmy Butler needs. You got to shoot up Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero. Hey, as far as it goes, as long as they get everything together with them, everybody gets healthy, Miami's going to be just fine. They were the 5th seed that took out the 3 seed and 1 seed. They're going to be just fine.
J.A. Shabazz said Jimmy Butler is a professional. And there you go. That's the best. That's the best way to put it. Jimmy Butler is a professional basketball player. He Jeff Malone. Huh?
I like Jimmy when he's here, man.
No, that's not a knock. Well, I'm not taking it as a knock. And as I'm representing, I don't think it's a knock. Jimmy Butler can play basketball. He's a basketball player. And he needs to be put around other basketball players. And in here, they didn't want to play him because I heard this out of one of these, what's the man named? Wojnarowski. He said that the reason Tom Thibodeau is no longer with the Bulls is because the Bulls wanted to undercut Jimmy Butler and they wanted Thibodeau to take some of the time away. And Thibodeau said, no, I'm not going to do that. And let him play, let him put up his numbers and max them out. And that's why Tom Thibodeau had to go. See, this is why I keep saying, and I'll continue to say, I personally feel that it ain't NBC, ABC, TNT, and whoever else showing these games fault that the Lakers are on TV every week, that the Brooklyn Nets are going to be on TV, that the Miami Heat is on TV. It's the Bulls management, and whoever else who's not on TV, is their management fault. Watch this. Explain to me how the Houston Rockets have gone from Dwight Howard being the man, trading for James Harden, putting the whole team around them, destroying that team, building another team around James Harden, destroying that team, getting Chris Paul, destroying that team, getting Russell Westbrook, eliminating everybody from that team just about from last year. Now you got John Wall and Boogie, and y'all looking like if everybody stay healthy, y'all could be playoff contenders. Meanwhile, the Bulls, the Pistons, and these other teams have gone straight to hell. Either one of y'all could take the floor on that.
They got an aggressive GM. He was over in Philly now, but even the GM now still aggressive, man. Just like with Kansas City, for instance. I'm getting off.
No, it's cool that you do cross sports.
Didn't have no cap room, but they end up signing Mahomes for his deal, and they added some more pieces to their defense. And look where they're at now.
But that's my point, though, bro. As Dre just said, Chicago is cheap and stupid. And he don't mean the citizens, he mean the ownership. And that's my point. How is it that everybody that wants to win figures it out, and these other markets, they just accepting that money in October, that $250 million in October, and that $250 million in March for the NFL purposes. And for NBA purposes, I don't know when they get their big pile of money, but they get a big pile of money every year. They get, like, the Bulls get money from Comcast, they get money from TNT, and they get money from ESPN, because ain't nobody coming in the stadium no more, and they would get the stadium money. They happy with that. And that's my point when I continue to say, hey, how is it everybody else's, how is it the Lakers continue to figure it out? How is it that the Heat, that's considered a small market, how is it they figure it out all the time, but Chicago can't, New York can't, and all these other cities can't? How about this, Big Illinois, and I'll let you out of the floor. When last time the Houston Rockets was bad for 4 straight years? And I'm listening to your response to my first statement and then the next one. Then we go on to Joe.
With the Rockets, I can't remember a time when they was bad because they had T-Mac. T-Mac was there. They got Yao Ming. They always retool their team, so they didn't have when was the last time they didn't make the playoffs?
That's my point, fam. They done went from Steve Francis and what's the old boy who used to act like him? Yao Ming and T-Mac. Mobley, Katino Mobley.
Remember they traded they was acting like when you did.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So how is it that they are able to do this, but the Bulls can't, and the Knicks can't? And we could go chapter, book, and verse about these things that can't. Joe, it's on you, bro.
I just don't get it, man. I've always I've always looked at the Bulls or Chicago teams is in regards to what is going on with them. That's actually one of the things that took me on, unfortunately, because okay, at baseball, I'm a Yankees fan. What are the Yankees known for? Getting what they need. They're gonna spend money to get what they need. They may not win the championship every year, but what are they going for? They going for the need. They know we need a right fielder. We're going to get it. We need a catcher. We're going to get it. I mean, my favorite player right now in the league is LeBron. LeBron gets whatever he needs on. We know we need rebound. We need playmakers. What they do, they go get it. So as far as it goes, franchises can't do that. Chicago, why can't you?
And then don't make. I don't want to make it seem like I'm in Chicago. I'm rooting for Chicago. That's why I'm focusing on Chicago. But hell, it's been a fucking decade since the Atlanta Hawks looked like they was worth something. No, we're not talking about. I'm talking about sports in general. I'm talking about the Brooklyn Nets up until 3 years ago or 5 years ago. They was trash. I'm talking about the Knicks been terrible for a decade. I'm talking about the Bulls been terrible for about 7 years. I'm talking about the Detroit Pistons, the Atlanta Hawks, the Orlando Magic, the Charlotte Hornets, the Wizards. I'm talking about the Timberwolves. I'm talking about the Suns. I'm talking about the Kings, the Grizzlies. That's the Pelicans. I'm talking about all of those teams that are perennial losers annually, but everybody's still getting paid. But the people who paying, they get what they want to see.
Man, hey, that's more so why it sucks to be a fan in regards to some of these sports. Now, the good thing about it is that COVID put a stop to that because, and as far as those things, you already paying cable, you already paying your internet, you have to watch the game on TV. You already paying that, but you don't have to spend that extra money on these stadiums. So I mean, I guess that's the only break that us fans this year, not paying to go to these events and being able to complain about what we see on TV because we're not spending all that extra money. That's the only thing I can think.
You see, J.A. Shabazz said that Reinsdorf want to win another baseball championship. He's not worried about the Bulls right now. I think they are. I think that I like the direction that the Bulls is going because they're trying to get them to play team ball. So I like the direction that they're going.
But they are though.
Yeah.
They playing real good. Think about the little stretch they just had. Like it was supposed to be the terror stretch of ever. Like 19 games against perennial teams. They won about 5 or 6 of them games. I mean, granted, they lost to what? The Lakers lost to another team they shouldn't have lost to. But it's like within some of those games, they beat the team. So it's like as far as it goes, Zach LaVine coming his own doing his thing. Kobe White's doing his thing. The role players doing their thing. So it's like as far as it goes, the Bulls are pretty much how you looked at the Cubs when they went for make machine they had potential. So look at it like that. So as far as it goes, the Cubs in first pass making the World Series, and they was making the team to the playoffs, losing games like that. Like that's all I have.
It's just, hey man, I just grew up watching damn near the entire league being competitive, and I don't see that anymore. And I've said it. If I've said it once, I've said it 12 dozen times. How is it that when there was 26 teams in the league, they were only primarily shopping for players in America, and every team had 2 to 3 guys that are all-star level, and now you be challenged to name some players on most of these teams in the league. It's getting a little better now. I will admit that. It's getting a little better now, but I'm going to need that for about 4 or 5 years. With that being said, man, who's the best team in the East? Who's the best team in the West as of today? Joe, you take off because me and Big Illinois run our mouth a lot. Big Illinois, then I go.
We already know, I mean, as of right now, the best team in the league is the Lakers. Hanging Lakers. You know, hanging now. Lakers are doing their thing, coming up championship. But LeBron hasn't missed a game, actually missed a step in regards to what's going on. His fan on this, he still gives you that production. He's still scoring points. still got a good idea. And the team was actually a couple pieces that was added was working in the cup. In regards to the East, hey, I'm going with the 76ers. Some way, somehow, they are making it work. Joel Embiid is in this few games in regards to management, and it looks like it's working over there. So, Doc did his thing. Got a hold of some players that actually you can talk to them and say, hey, let's get it together. They making it work. As far as it goes, they're my two favorite teams I'm watching right now.
Illinois?
I'm gonna go against the norm, man. I'm gonna say the Nets in the East. The Bucks is right behind them. In the West, just for argument's sake, man, I like if Conley can stay healthy, they're not gonna win. Just so I don't have to say the Lakers. I'm gonna say the Utah Jazz. They're interesting, man, to watch, man. They play team ball, they play defense. I mean, that's a tough team. But Mike Conley has to stay healthy. He go down the field. That's just for argument's sake. Because we all know the Lakers is the best team in the conference. But, just for argument's sake.
Well, for argument's sake, I'm going to go with Denver Nuggets. Even though they're in second place, I don't really trust the Jazz. Because they keep making us think, oh, this they about to come to life. And then they don't. And they croak. So I'm not going to go with them. And then I'm going to go with the Lakers. Lakers on experience. Point blank, period. The Lakers, again, I like recognizing organizations that do the right thing. It ain't about losing or winning with me. It's about, I want to see, like with the Bulls right now. I think the Bulls, even though they're under 500 as of right now, I think they're on pace to be at a minimum 500. And then hopefully next year they'll get better, and so on and so on and so on. I think that's the way the league needs to work. And if otherwise, I think we're wasting our damn time watching. We have to watch because we're going to be on air. But as a fan, I think it's a joke. And in the Eastern Conference, I'm going with Philadelphia and the Celtics. Celtics because they're stacked. And they all been in the system for a few years. I think people are overlooking them. And Philadelphia is showing the world, hey man, Doc Rivers just don't stand on the sideline and yell at people. You know what the hell he's doing. He's motivating people. He's putting people in the right position. He's doing this damn thing. Shout out to Doc Rivers, all you suckers who was out here talking about he don't know what he's doing. When he had Chris Paul, he ain't had no go-to man. And obviously Kawhi and Paul George wasn't on point last year with the game management and all that nonsense they were doing last year. Everybody blamed Doc Rivers, but every time I turn around, it's the players' league. The players control everything, but it's Doc's fault. With that being said, I know we don't do.
I want to answer Drake for a second. I didn't say the Spurs because they don't have no interior defense, and they only can play that up-tempo game for so long. That's why they inconsistent.
I got a better answer for you, Big Illinois. Because you know that'd have been a lie.
You say what?
I say I got a better answer for you because you were honest and you know that would have been a lie. That's why you said Spurs.
Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about, Big Illinois? The Spurs. The Spurs? Oh, don't do that. The Spurs, hey look, the Spurs need to go ahead and get rid of Michael Rosen and go ahead and something like this.
The Lakers need him now.
I don't think so.
You think the Lakers? I think a team like
as far as it goes in regards to the Lakers, if there is a missing shooter, there is.
Well, that ain't the dude you need to get.
No, they can shoot. Nah, I like the mid-range stuff, but DeMar DeRozan, man, he get in there. He brings that extra level of awareness in regards to the inside game. I like DeMar DeRozan's inside game more so the mid-range into the basket. So that would I feel that'll actually work out.
With that being said, let's move on. That's good. I mean, everybody got their opinion out there. The next question, if you're looking on YouTube, just look at the bottom of the screen. You can see what we're going to talk about next. You can form your questions, put them in the chat room. Who's the MVP after the first 30 days?
Come on now, man.
Who you got?
I'm going with it. You really asking me? Come on, man. It's come on, man. You got to get my ass of course. And my ass of course. In my course, he has the Lakers. Him and AD have the Lakers in the number one seed. AD isn't what he was last year. Praise is a little bit, but in regards to overall, he's that vulnerable rival to LeBron back and actually still holding that. So I mean, as far as goes, think about it. The amount of minutes he's playing is slip, but the points really matter. The production really matters. And he's adding shooting free from better club. Like I said earlier, still need to work on those free throws, but as far as it goes,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I can't go against the grain on that one for argument's sake. I'm gonna have to say the game, man.
I'm gonna go against the grain. As much as I like LeBron James, I'm using the mentality, and y'all can respond if y'all like. I would love to hear y'all respond to what I'm about to say. I listen to John Sally a lot. He's a cool guy. He's a good guy to follow on social media if you want to follow him. But he made this statement. He said the MVP is not the best player in the league. It's not the dude that's most effective in the league. It is the guy who the league can use the most to promote the league. And with that being said, I'm going to go with what Chief Rocket said. Kevin Durant is the league MVP at this point. This dude missed the whole year of basketball, and he don't look like he missed the whole 5 minutes of basketball. He playing defense. He is the only dude over there in Brooklyn that don't sit down and pee, it seems like. And KD doing it. He being KD. I mean, he looks like he's gonna be comeback player of the year and league MVP at the same time. Y'all can answer what Sal said, or y'all can answer or just respond to what I said. Either one of y'all.
As far as it goes, he's not completely wrong. He's not wrong with regard to that aspect. If he ain't had the comeback player of the year and stuff like that, KD will be definitely shooting for it. But in regards to overall, yeah, KD, I mean, he has the anticipation in regards to the cloud, all that comes back from that. That is, we all know Achilles is at one point in time was the deficit in regards to athletic career. But as far as it goes now, modern technology, modern science, all changed that. KD's coming back and he's looking pretty strong. He's gonna be a tough out. I want to admit, it will be a tough out in regards to KD doing his thing.
I know what Big Illinois laughing at.
Hey, Ron J said how many regular season games is he talking about? Baseball?
72. But I know what Big Illinois laughing at. We're not even gonna acknowledge that guy Dre. We're not fooling with Dre on this program, man.
We're not. As far as like, I will listen to any artist I have with. I mean, saying that LeBron should be the MVP. I will listen to any argument put up about KD because as far as it goes, they are 1 and 2 in regards to the MVP race in my view. So I'll listen to anything you say. So give it to me.
With that being said, the next topic, because we're gonna blow through these, man, because people listening for football, we know what it is. Best coach in the league. I'm going to go first. Y'all already heard me say Doc Rivers. I think he's doing the best job. I think he's getting it in. I think he's doing the damn thing. That's it. That's all. Next up, y'all already know.
Yeah. Doc. Shut up. That's what they will know. Doc Rivers.
know what, man? I'm gonna say,
man, I think we're gonna say college.
Coach, man. What's his name? Brad Stevens. He's a good coach.
Hey, I want to.
You know what? If the Clippers win this year, I might have to respect Ty Lue a little more. He got them playing, but I mean,
Okay, can I ask you a question about that? Brad Stevens, duly noted. I got a question about you and Ty Lue. You said that in the past. You made no qualms about it. You're not a big time Tyronn Lue fan. Why not? And why even if they don't win, has just as of right now, has that improved your rating of him?
Well, I think that I mean, because even David Black, he got them to the finals. I mean, they had LeBron. I mean, yeah, he got them there, and they won off of LeBron and Kyrie. But other than that, he really didn't. I don't think he took that team to another level, in my opinion. But with the dysfunction that was supposedly going on with the Clippers, Paul George, I think Paul George still played good last year. He just had a bad playoff. But they playing at all-star level. Kawhi playing at all-star level. He got that team humming, man. It's just they in the same conference as the Lakers, man. I mean, because they have an identity now. I'm not saying that they didn't have no identity with Doc, but now when you play the Clippers, it's like, hey man, we need to watch out for Paul George and Kawhi. So I'm digging that, man.
I'm forced to agree with Chief Rocker in regards to the Knicks. The Knicks are looking just like the Bulls. The Knicks are looking just like the Bulls. So you're looking at a situation to whereas you have to consider Thibodeau and you have to consider Billy Donovan here in Chicago as well. Go ahead, speak on it, Joe. Joe?
I'm with that. I'm with the Billy Donovan. I'm with the Tibbs. I'm with the Billy Donovan. I'm with the Tibbs. Got here like playing 45 minutes a game. That's nothing. You're missing your hand there. I have a question for you. As far as we know, Clippers have been great within the regular season in regards to play. I mean, regular season P and standout Kawhi. Do you trust him in the playoffs?
Yeah. I want to know how the playoffs is going to go. Before I give him the praise. That's what I'm saying.
Well, y'all know how I feel about the playoff P thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a different year, man. I think it's going to be the Clippers and the Lakers in the conference finals like it was supposed to be last year. It's going to be all right, man.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I mean, y'all heard what I said about Paul George. I think Tyronn Lue, this is why I do believe in Tyronn Lue as a coach. Because I think he's going to do what Frank Vogel did with Paul George. He's going to let him do pick and pops, move without the ball, move with the ball in his hand. That's what they're doing right now. They're running an actual offense. Again, this is what I'm starting to like about the National Basketball Association. The Denver Nuggets, the Portland Trail Blazers, the Lakers. Everybody not stopping at the damn three-point line looking like goddamn fools to me. If I wanted to watch Xbox, I'll go hang out with my son. So, that's why, I get it, Big Illinois, but the only knock I have on your opinion, and it's not really a knock, the only thing I will disagree with your opinion about Tyronn Lue is if your team make it to the NBA Finals and losing, there's really not another level to take them to. If you can maintain that, that means you done your job. Like Pat Riley picked up the Lakers in 1981, and went on to win 4 NBA titles after Paul Westphal won one in 79-80. That kind of deal. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What team came out of nowhere? What team is playing very well that you didn't see doing the damn thing, but you like, oh damn, they actually balling right now. I'm going. Since I was talking to you, Big Illinois, you take over.
I'm gonna say the Grizzlies was out without Morant for a long time, and they still in the playoff mix. So I thought that team was gonna fold. But it's kind of early for that because the Pacers is playing real good too.
Mm-hmm.
Consider how they got rid of Oladipo. I'm gonna go with the Knicks. They on a little losing streak, but I'm gonna go with the Knicks.
Okay, Joe.
That's fine, bro. I'm actually gonna go with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They got came out of nowhere. I mean, Colin Sexton has been emerging the last few years. He's been doing this in the last few years. But as far as it goes, Kevin Love is on. Like, he's not playing. He has some big man over there. Adi Osman. He's over there shooting around. Like, they are the Cleveland Cavaliers are doing their thing. I mean, as quiet as they kept, they beat up on the Brooklyn Nets a couple times in a week. They hit them 2 times in like 3 or 4 days. So it's like, that's something that we didn't know. It's like Andre Drummond's over there playing. What's the guy from Allen? He's doing his thing as well. So yeah, I want to see how far it goes with them. But I am worried about having 7 people over 16 on a roster. They got Drummond, McGee, Allen, Kevin Love, and probably a few more people that I can't really think of. But that's 4 right there. That's 9. So I'm pretty sure that sometime between now and the trade deadline, a lot of those videos will be around.
Okay, Dre said he was going to Cleveland. Tracy said Atlanta Hawks. I was going to pick the Atlanta Hawks also, but with the additions that they made to that team, they should be in the playoff race, in my opinion.
Okay.
But as far as it goes, I mean, okay. So question, Dre. What do you expect Cleveland to do this year? Do you expect them to get playoff hunt at all? Even though it's still early, we might be, like we said, HRap, a month into the season. Do you expect Cleveland to be what, under 500, maybe below 500, above 500? If you're expecting to be in a playoff race and you saying no, then that's a surprise.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I was like counting the days as to when they was gonna trade Drummond, to be honest with you. But they actually played, man.
Well, with me, this is a team under 500, but I think they only under 500 because of circumstance, not due to play. And that's the Houston Rockets for me. Everybody thought, oh, well, John Wall's not going to be able to make it. And John Wall looked like John Wall. Boogie is not looking like Boogie Cousins, one of the most, if not the most dominant post player and big man in the league at this point, because they're trying to slowly work him into it. But the Houston Rockets have not missed a beat when they were healthy. They had a COVID situation. John Wall missed 1 or 2 games, and they still 1 game under 1 or 2 games under 500. Oh, let me look it up. 3 games under 500. When you got all that going on and James Harden throwing games and y'all still right in the thick of it, even though they're not in the playoff hunt, but when you remove a dude who's led the league in scoring, a dude several times, a dude who led the league in assists a couple times, a dude who came a rat far away from a triple-double a couple times and won league MVP, and y'all still maintain, I'm going with the Rockets. Dre said he expects the Cavaliers to have a top 5 draft pick. I totally agree with Dre. I think this is an anomaly. I don't think the Cleveland Cavaliers, She-Rocker agrees with y'all, but I think this is a situation where the Cleveland Cavaliers, by All-Star time, whenever the hell All-Star break is, seeing how we don't know when the season started yesterday, whenever All-Star game, around All-Star period, what's the name of them? The Cleveland Cavaliers, they'll be right where they need to be. Lottery.
What about the Bullets? I mean, the Wizards. cancel all these games, man.
That's a whole nother situation.
They haven't played the game since New Year's.
That's crazy, man.
They haven't played ever. Like, I don't remember them playing this year. So something has to get done because you can't keep throwing their schedule on everybody else. So something has to be done because what are they like 6 and 7? Everybody else plays 20 plus games. They only playing 13. So something has to change real quick.
Yeah, they 5 games behind. They 5 games behind. They're only 5 games behind. You can make 5 games up. Right, it's 5 games. It's not like 10, 15 games. They 5 games behind everybody else. It'll work. As the screen says on YouTube, what's the team that's most disappointed in you? Joe, you the last person talking, then Illinois and I pick up the slack.
The most disappointing team to me, I'm gonna have to go with the Pelicans. Granted, we never expected them to become number one seed in a Western Conference, but as far as it goes, Brandon Ingram was doing his thing. Zion was coming together and holding his own. Granted, they did move to Holiday. Eric Bledsoe came in. I don't care for Eric Bledsoe. That may be real what I thought was supposed to happen, but they're not gelling the way they're supposed to be after a season together. I've heard rumors in regards to trying to move Lonzo and move JJ Redick in regards to this. So that may mean they probably try to hit the reset button and just make sure Zion and Brandon Ingram is the focus of that franchise. So as far as it goes, that's disappointing to me because as far as I thought, that team was supposed to go somewhere.
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of early, but you know what? I might have to agree with you because they brought in a veteran coach, and it seemed like the momentum that Ingram had last year is like that team looked lost at times. Man. So I might have to roll with you with the Pelicans.
For me, the most disappointing team is Sacramento Kings. The reason I say the Sacramento Kings, they were coming into their own last year. They almost made the damn playoffs. And they getting their draws kicked in their ass all year this year. I don't like it. Obviously, it's another case of y'all in nepotism. Y'all got Luke Walton down there fucking up that team like he fucked up the Lakers. And as far as the Pelicans, Stan Van Gundy, man. That's all I'm going to say. Stan Van Gundy. Yeah. They had a veteran coach. And Alvin, what is his name? Alvin.
You know what's funny? The Kings, the Kings were in my list of that as well. As far as goes, Marvin Bagley, Buddy Hield, they were supposed to come in their own at this point now. Buddy Hield would be quote unquote a household name at this point. You know, he can be the man. It's just quote unquote small market, so that's why he's not getting the exposure he wants. But they also not winning, so that's what kills any star he can get.
Bruh, in my opinion, Buddy Hield only gonna be the man in Kansas. He ain't got what it takes to be the man. I ain't building no damn team around no goddamn Buddy Hield. I tell you that. I'm not doing that. No. Yeah, Buddy Hield. The dude from Kansas with the 3, Jamaican buddy. Yeah. He's a shooter. I'm not, if you ask me, hey, what you need for Buddy Hield, I'm going to be like, you gon' keep it. Buddy Hield ain't no difference maker. So, like you saying Buddy Hield. So, who is he on the level of or better than that's worth a damn?
No. I'm just saying the talent that was put around in Sacramento where you would think it was vulnerable. I'm agreeing with you. They were on my list of disappointments, but I thought they were supposed to do something better. So,
no, I'm just going off. You said Buddy Hield was going to be the man. He is a man.
I like Buddy Hield. I like I've been getting big into the college basketball, and he was one of the last ones to come out when I first got started watching the March Madness the way I was supposed to. So yeah, he was a name that I've always remembered, so I've always tried to watch his career. I thought he was supposed to be something. It doesn't look like he's paying out the way he's supposed to. It ain't on my face.
Okay, forget his name then.
I got a question. Do y'all think Kobe White is the answer?
I miss you.
I didn't hear you.
Do you think Kobe White is the answer for the Bulls at point guard? Because I think that's the position that they need to upgrade. I like him in that like that Ben Gordon role, but as a starter, I'm not liking him as a starter. At least not at this point in his career.
Microwave said Buddy Hield is from Barbados, not Jamaica. Okay, he was from the Caribbean, and he's still Joe Average. Kobe White. I don't know yet, Big Illinois, because Kobe White, what he played 2 years at Carolina, and this is only his second year in the NBA. And I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses, but I'm gonna give him another year. You know, maybe he's still getting acclimated with the system. And then let's not forget, these guys are not playing real basketball coming into the league. They're just running up and down the court. Billy Donovan got you playing basketball.
I think they have benefit at this time with a veteran point guard starting.
Oh, yeah.
I think their team would be much better.
I could dig that.
Okay. Well, who you looking at, Bill? Who you looking
I
at?
get Ball from the Pelicans if I can.
He is available. You
just need somebody to be. They got a washing machine in the back they can use.
Yeah. That's the Bulls' legacy.
And at this point, they ready to move on from Alonzo. They ready to move on from Alonzo Ball.
Oh, hold it. Y'all talking at the same time.
He didn't sign the extension, right?
No, I know. We talk about the same thing. No.
As a Bull fan, I'm with Dre. Dre in the chat room is saying, hell no. I'm with him. And I'm also with Dre. They look better with Gentry. I don't think you should y'all know my opinion on that. Stan Van Gundy. That's all I'm saying. Stan Van Gundy. With that being said, man, we're going to cover. You say what again, Big Illinois? Stan Allback was too. There's a bunch of Rudy Poos that's veteran coaches. Everybody that mixed in the Bulls just about that had over the last 10 years had another coaching job and they stunk. Yeah, that's Stan Van Gundy get down. Yeah, that's that veteran coach. He's just been around collecting checks. No, he the only veteran I need is one that's on fight. With that being said, man, it's the National Football League. It's this time of year. It's football time. Football is coming to an end. A lot of people gonna be sad, but until it is over, we are going to talk about the National Football League. It was an interesting week. You had people hired, you had people fired, you had people replaced. It's a whole lot of stuff to talk about. Phillip Rivers retired. I say good riddance. I think he was one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the league. Y'all say what, and then we'll move forward. As a matter of fact, what is his legacy to y'all?
As far as it goes, I'm putting it like this. Phillip Rivers, I'm going to give him some flowers in regards to being a very, as they would say, vulnerable or serviceable quarterback to the team I follow in Indianapolis Colts. I am glad he didn't get it, but as far as it goes, I'm done with his shot put pass, G golly wish, fish sticks. I'm tired of him. He's a very serviceable quarterback. But in regards to what it is, when it's crunch time, He holds up like a lawn chair, throws it wide of my like I said, as far as it goes, my man, thank you for giving the years that you have, but I see you walk away.
So you're going to get a homer answer. Big Illinois, go ahead.
You know what, man? He played a lot of years, man. He got 134 career wins. He 5-7 in the playoffs. Always found himself down by 3 or 6 points because he was throwing a long weird ass interception. But you know what though? The offense was productive. You know what? I think he's a Hall of Famer, man.
Here y'all go with this serviceable shit. What is this serviceable shit? That's like having a kind of cute girlfriend, man. She.
Well, I had a cute girlfriend all football season.
Dude is one of the most overrated football. Dude, he's one of the most overrated motherfucking quarterbacks in the last 25 years of football, man. This dude will throw you out of a game. He did it all his career in San Diego. He did it with the Colts last year. As a matter of fact, let's just be honest. If Phillip Rivers was worth a damn, he would have been facing Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship game. Because Phillip Rivers was dropped in the exact same situation that Tom Brady was dropped in. The exact same. 2 quality wide receivers, a big time defense, a damn good running game, and an offensive line. And you can't get out the first round of the playoffs. And Dre saying he's better than anybody that the Bears ever had. But what is that saying? I'm taller than my son BJ because he's 5'8". I'm 5'10". I ain't tall. I'm just taller than BJ. So, yeah, man. Dude is he's the great white hype, man. They put that hype machine behind his bust ass, and he been skating through. Look. This is what I'm saying. If you put Donovan McNabb, Michael Vick, Randall Cunningham, or a myriad of other brothers that had teams where they were the only thing on the team working, they would have exceeded what he did. This dude had a Hall of Fame running back, a Hall of Fame tight end, a Pro Bowl wide receiver, several Pro Bowl wide receivers, all pro wide receivers, and he couldn't get to the championship game and do the damn thing. Because, as you stated, somehow, some way, Phillip Rivers ends up at the end of every game, down 5, with a minute and a half to go and 2 timeouts, and he finds a way to hit a wide open defensive player. So, I mean, we can talk about his stats, we can talk about all that, but I'll take a dude with some average stats that win the game versus a dude with all these big time stats who get his ass, who put me in a position to be disappointed every week. I take bust ass any of them clowns that played over here on Lake Michigan with the Bears. I'll take any of them busters. Because you know what? You went into the game going, if he don't fuck this up, we'll win. Phillip Rivers gets you real close. Oh, we got one. And then, bam. Again, as I stated a year ago, I'm listening to Chief Rocker's show. I literally typed in the Chargers were about to play the Raiders. I typed in the dude he was going to throw the interception to. I said, it's going to come to this, and he going to hit number 42. He hit number 42 with 2 minutes to go in the game. I don't need to almost win. I need to win. With that being said, if you running the Colts, what's your next move? Big Illinois, Joe, and I'll clean up.
Cowboys franchise tag Dak, which I think they're gonna do. They almost have to. Actually, I don't know since Matthew Stafford is on the market. If I can't get Dak, you know what? I would probably, because they got a quarterback on their roster. Why not Jacoby Brissett? He on the contract for another year, a year or two, if I'm not mistaken. They're not going to trade Deshaun to the same division.
Before you start talking, Joe, let me address Microwave in the other chat room. Yeah, you're right. He did play in a championship game. And how did that game end? Him fucking up at the end. This dude is a perennial fuck up. He just put up you know what? Vinny Testaverde got more passing yards and touchdowns than Joe Montana. Who you want? I don't hear about nobody's stats. That stat shit don't mean nothing to me. He played with a Hall of Fame, a dude who's going to be in the Hall of Fame damn near every position, an all-pro at every offensive position, great offensive line, LaDainian Tomlinson, Lorenzo Neal, Jackson, and Williams, and the other kid that they got out there now, and he stinks.
Yeah, Dre, you're right. Stafford is Philip Rivers.
And ain't nobody talking about Stafford going to the Hall of Fame. Go ahead. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Joe.
Okay, so by being, okay, as you know, chat room know, everybody know I'm a person. So as far as it goes, I got a list. Go ahead and get this right. So, Deshaun Watson, I was up because as far as it goes, he was able to run the pocket, run the ball, and get down to those receivers that we do have. But the problem is, they're not sitting within the division, so Watson is out. I tried to advocate for him weeks ago and say, yes, Watson to the Colts. That's only my dream. Let's be serious here. He's not coming here. That would be stupid. And I say here in Indianapolis, Stafford might be the safest choice, only because I seen, in the chat room, somebody said Watson Stafford is Rivers. But in regards to this, Stafford put up these type of numbers or put in these serviceable, great numbers in regards to what quarterbacks can do in Georgia. He had scrappy, he had no running game, had a scrappy set of quarter receivers, and a tight end that just actually got into the zone. And because in Indianapolis, you have a great line, receiving core, and have a good running game. And have a defense that where you don't have to all the weight is on Stafford. So that's how I put my money on in regards to Indianapolis trying to do something. But I do see New England trying to take Stafford as well. As far as it goes, Winston, Prescott, and Carr probably best decision is staying in Las Vegas. I would love Prescott in Indianapolis, but I don't think it's coming. As far as it goes with Winston, I'm not sure who wants it. So if I had a choice, who I would want to leave my team, I'm going with backstab. Remember, Indianapolis.
And you said, Big Illinois, you said keep my man Jacoby, right?
I said, why not? You got a quarterback on your roster. But if they don't, Jacoby Brissett might end up back in New England. But as far as the Drake said, y'all can have this. No, we don't want your business. Today's date is the 26th of January, 2021. If the Bears re-sign Mitchell Trubisky, I will not be a Bears fan.
Dude, see, I wasn't even gonna call you Johnny Ringo this week, man.
I'm not. if they re-sign Trubisky and they don't get rid of them damn overpriced tackles that they got that can't block me.
I understood the question. I understood the question, but you in Illinois, and every Bear fan in the chat room, anybody listening, whatever it may be. If the Bears was to get this Sean Watson at this point, would that be a slap in the face of you?
Would that be? Say that again.
Would that be a slap in the face to you as a Bear fan? When it's the fact of the matter is you could have had him years ago.
I mean, to be honest with you, no, because I'm a Cubs fan, and the Cubs is notorious for that type of crap. Get people, you know what?
You'll be okay for somebody, for them passing on a quarterback to change your life. And hey, isn't that something like the high school girl that you wanted, and 5 years later she come back and say, hey, what's up?
We all make mistakes.
Well.
I feel you, but as a Bear fan, our tradition of quarterbacks is so terrible that to have somebody come in with the stature of Deshaun Watson, hey man, if it's 5 years and you have to apologize and buy roses or whatever, hey, I'm down. I just want to see us be successful.
Well, I don't think it'll be a slap in the face. I can see if he was 10, 12 years down the league, down the road, and he had been used up throughout the league. You're talking about a dude been in the league 4 years. This is a dude who's still playing on his first contract. So I actually think it would be an intelligent, for a change, it'll be an intelligent move because you saw you made a mistake and you made amends for the mistake. Now, if he was used up, if he was in year 14 and then you go get him, then yeah, you look like a damn fool. But still on his rookie deal and just signed his first extension, I'm taking it.
Because I think what's going to happen, I don't know which quarterback that they're going to get, but they franchise tagging Allen Robinson. I think they might be forced to, but I think they're going to franchise tag him and trade him to be in my opinion. Because I don't know if you want to pay Allen Robinson 17 to 18 a year at this point, depending on the quarterback that they get. So I think the first thing they have to do is tag him first, depending on what quarterback they get, if they get one, or if they have to draft one. If they have to draft a quarterback, they're going to trade Allen Robinson to somebody. Probably Manning.
Okay. I got one name for you in regards to what you just said. DeAndre Hopkins. Who was his quarterback with Sean Watson?
The dude at the gas station, the jerk chicken man.
Matt Schaub. It was Matt Schaub.
Okay, there we go, Matt Schaub. So, side note, when have you not known what DeAndre Hopkins now has over 1,000 plus yards, 100-some receptions, so many touchdowns in the past 6-7 years without Deshaun Watson. Right? It's what he's saying.
Well, who?
What he's saying is, quarterback may not mean nothing if you can still do your thing.
Who's saying that? Who's saying that?
I'm just saying overall because he's more so saying he's saying Allen Robinson may be formidable depending on who's the quarterback. I'm saying DeAndre Hopkins didn't have a quarterback for a number of years and he's been productive.
But you also talking you comparing an apple to a pear. Yeah, they look alike and they even taste alike, but they different.
Say less. Right.
You shouldn't even say DeAndre Hopkins without taking a glass of water, taking a deep breath, and then saying DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, Robinson and Hopkins, they not even, one of them in Seattle, the other one in Miami. That's how far apart they are.
Damn.
he not even.
Okay.
No.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, he can at least be in
And he is Robin?
Utah.
He be his Robin, but DeAndre Hopkins is arguably the best receiver. DeAndre Hopkins is arguably the best receiver in the league. Robinson is arguably the best receiver in Chicago. This is a dude who, when he's challenged, he drops the ball consistently.
And Trey said that any team trading for Watson and giving up first round picks is laughable.
Hey, well,
They know what else they need, though.
shit, I would. If I was running a team, whatever the hell you need to get Watson, I'm getting it.
Honestly, I would compare it to the faces now.
That's to him. That's about, you know what? And that's the funny thing. That's the smartest thing. That's the most relevant thing he said all day in the chat room. That's why I've ignored it all. With that being said, Matthew Stafford is on the trading block. Where does he need to go? If you were a team, would you pick him up?
I think on that. As far as it goes, I think there are two sets of teams that would actually move forward with Matthew Stafford. For one, I already said Indianapolis Colts. To be in regards to New England Patriots. Matthew Stafford is that quarterback that Bill Belichick may need, Frank Wright may need. So as far as it goes, I feel that he will fit in those positions very well. I feel better for Indianapolis because they have a better receiver corps, better running game, better defense. But we can never put that Bill Belichick in regard to the play that he wants. So one of those positions would be best for Matthew Stafford in my eyes.
You know what? But the thing with the Colts, though, he's Matthew Stafford 33 or 34, right?
Mm-hmm. 33.
And the last couple of years, he's been off and on injured a lot, right?
Just that one year, he had a broken bone in his back.
Oh, yeah.
Last year.
Let me do it.
No, it wasn't a major bone. It was one of those bones that you could actually play with, but they just set him down.
Okay, well, I guess if he has like 2 or 3 years left, the Colts will probably be the team because the Colts got offensive line. Y'all left tackle retired, but the Colts got offensive line and they got a running game. Running game is something that he haven't had too much in Detroit. You know what? I say the Colts or the Raiders.
I mean, me personally, if I was the Raiders, I wouldn't trade for him simply because you trading him for him. I don't see a difference in Matthew Stafford and Derek Carr. They seem to be the same player to me. I mean, it could be a difference. I don't know, but he played every game this year, Big Illinois.
Oh, okay. And he was without his number one receiver pretty much the whole year.
And he was out. I'm gonna address what Dre said. Four picks. I don't remember anybody being traded for 4 picks for anyone. But if I could get a guy who can put up Joe Montana like numbers, and that's what he did this year, and I got to give up 4 draft picks. Nobody gives up their first 4 picks in any draft. So that means it might be a pick this year, a first and a second, or a first and a third this year, and a first and a third next year. I'm giving it up for a franchise quarterback, seeing how as you look around the National Football League and you see every team that's stinking is a team without a quarterback. I mean, it ain't even an exception. If you look bad, it's a great chance your quarterback sucks. So yeah, hey, I am big on what a bird in the hand versus drafting a might be, could be. We got to coach you up. That's just me. I don't know. Jets quarterbacks stink. Every team, Cincinnati, they was hanging in there until their quarterback got hurt. Jacksonville quarterback stinks. Denver quarterback stinks. Washington quarterback stinks. Dallas quarterback stinks. New York quarterback stinks. Philadelphia quarterback stinks. I mean, usually when your team stinks, your quarterback is the number one reason. So if you just need 4 picks from me or 3 picks, those dudes, I ain't trading this ain't spades. I don't need no possibles. I need some nouns. Joe, what you saying?
I got a question. Philadelphia hired the offensive coordinator from the coach because he's familiar with Philadelphia as the same offense that they was running. So Wentz more than likely going to be the starter. Plus he's making a lot of money. What do you think about a team like the Bears or one of the other teams maybe trying to get Jalen Hurts?
Nah. In regards to, I'm going to see that next one at HRap. In regards to that, yes, you are correct. With the Knicks of running, he was off the 20-foot coach under Frank Wright, so he does kind of know what the Philadelphia offense runs. But as far as it goes, don't really look at it hurt. Those two quarterbacks together, Wentz and Hurts, can be your 1-2, your data punch. Because we all know Wentz gets Hurts every year. He gets Hurts every year. So he's going to miss a number of games. That's when Jalen Hurts steps in and make sure that he gets his own. You've already shown last year that if you prove Jalen Hurts in, you can win games. You might not win them all, but you will win some games because he can run your offense. So as far as it goes, I'm keeping that two-headed monster in regards to Wentz and Hurts. I'm not trading that horrible asset that can be used down the road. And by the road, I mean we team where you land. That's what I mean down the road.
What he said. Seriously, I mean that would have been my answer.
I mean, true. That's pretty much it, though. Because we know about the Wentz, like, as much as we love Carson Wentz in regards to him being a quarterback, we know we get something. Like, it's just like, you can go into, let's say you go to the NBA, we know Joel Embiid gonna get hurt. We know Kawhi Leonard gonna miss some games. We know Kyrie Irving gonna miss some games. So, put Carson Wentz in that category of he's known to miss some games. So as far as it goes, keep Jalen Hurts there. He knows the offense. He can run the offense. He can start an extra few games because of that. Keep him in there.
And besides, I don't know if Jalen Hurts at this point in his career is an accurate enough passer to run the West Coast offense, because it looks like this boy in Chicago is running a classic version of the West Coast offense. He doesn't know how, in my opinion, he doesn't know how to adapt to the talent around him. He will consistently put a round peg in a square hole, and you need somebody who can run that offense the way he sees it being run, because he doesn't adapt to what he has. It's taken him 3 years to realize Mr. Trubisky works better on the move and a floating pocket. And if it takes your ass 3 years to figure that out, how long he was going to take him with Hurts? But besides that, what Joe said.
I just want to get something that we could turn on the game and be like, oh, did you see what such and such did? As opposed to this motherfucker.
That's why I said what I said to Dre though. That's why I said what I said to Dre. I'm giving up 4 picks. If that's what it takes to get one of the best, this dude's the top 5 quarterback in the league. I mean, who's better than him? Russ is equal to or better than him. Patrick, Aaron. That's it.
Yeah.
And So yeah, if it take 2 picks this year or a pick over the next 4 years, I'm good with that. So no. What'd you say? Not better than him. I mean, again.
We got some
yeah.
bad starting quarterbacks in the NFL.
Speaking of that, speaking of mediocre to bad, Drew Brees is going to retire. He was mediocre to bad all year. People was going off his rep. Where do the New Orleans Saints go? I'll start with you, and then you finish it, Joe.
I think Winston re-signed him.
Okay.
I think all they needed was just 1 year in that offense. Hill is kind of. I don't think they believe that they can win with Hill as far as over a 16-game stretch. So I think they're gonna do with Winston Hill like y'all saying with Winston Jalen Hurts.
Joe?
Okay. As far as it goes, there's a true connection. We are moving forward in regards to it's rough. Go ahead, bro. You speak on it first.
With Drew Brees, he already said
I mean, the Drew Brees is like he's holding out for something, but it's like, dog, you got this contract with this television, so it's like you say you want to leave, you go into this TV deal, but you're still talking to the Saints about possibly put down the road. So I don't care for it. But do what you gotta do, Drew. Do what you gotta do.
I think he's out of there. Sean Payton has already made a statement that he wants to align with what you said, Big Illinois. Sean Payton has already said, I want Winston back. Y'all know how I feel about Jameis Winston. It's not a Jameis Winston bias per se. It's just, I just know the history of Bruce Arians. We can start today and back map it over the last 15 years or 20 years, right? Today, Tom Brady, the last 5 or 6 seasons of his career, he hasn't thrown double digits interceptions. He got like 15 now, right? And then you go to Andrew Luck, the worst year he ever had in regards to touchdown and interception. Bruce Arians was his coach. Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning. This means this dude adds to your situation. Is Jameis Winston a chance taker? Yes. Will he hit a wide open linebacker? Yes. But when you're playing in that kind of situation, it increases his chances of screwing up the pooch, as the coaches used to tell us. So if I'm Sean Payton, I'm on the phone with Breeze right now. Drew, don't make me cut you, family. Your contract up. I'm going to need you. Look, Taysom Hill driving, and you go. He going to take you home. That's what I would do. As far as his legacy, he Drew Brees. Low-key racist and very good quarterback. Excellent quarterback. See, I told y'all when he spoke out against Kaepernick, I was done with him. I was hoping he was going to get busted up then. It took him to act a fool this year for y'all to realize it. I said when he spoke up against Cap, I was done then. Now everybody hate. I've been hating the sucker. With that being said, man, let's get to the meat.
I never cared for Drew Brees because he beat the Colts.
Oh, no. Hey, he called for a lynching. That's why I don't like his ass. That's why I don't like him. With that being said, man, the NFC and the AFC Championship games for this week, I'm going to go with the the one that sucked the most, which is Kansas City Chiefs versus Buffalo Bills. First and foremost, shout out to the Buffalo Bills for progressively getting better. They were 500, missed the playoffs. Well, they made the playoffs. Then they won a playoff game last year. This year they made it all the way to the championship game. Big ups to them and their coaching staff and their management. But I knew it was just a matter of time before Patrick Mahomes would show up and show out. Thoughts on that game? We can start with you, Joe, then Big Illinois. But Patrick Mahomes is the man all day, every day. It sucks being a damn Raider fan cheering for a damn Colt. But hey, man, it is what it is. I mean, Kansas City Chiefs.
As far as it goes, Patrick Mahomes and company. And as we look at it, remember how a couple years ago we looked at the Golden State Warriors and nobody was safe? Even if it was 10 points, 12 points, 15 points, we knew that they would come back. That's how I look at the Kansas City Chiefs. At one point in time when, Buffalo was up 3, then they scored. Once they missed that field goal and made it 10 and made it 9, in my head I said, "Oh, this is bad." I don't know what it was. I just knew in my head that once they kicked that field goal, that's when things started to go the other way. We've seen Patrick Mahomes and company come back from all types of deficits, at least 15, 20. Houston, Texas, a couple years last year. So I know in regards to what's going on with the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes is, we say versatile, we say vulnerable. He's a very good quarterback because he keeps his poise regardless of how many points he makes. As far as they said, 10 points down in the NFL game is in or lost. He say, "Oh, that's a walk in the park. Let's just take it one step at a time." Gets down there, they may score 7, next time score 3, next time score 7. But he was going to, in between any of that, you're down. So, as far as it goes, the Kansas City Chiefs are pretty real. They are what we thought the New England Patriots were for the last 20 years. That's that team that I feel that they are now. So, as far as the Kansas City Chiefs were the better team in the AFC, they took on the Buffalo Bills couldn't keep scoring, and that's what's happening.
Hey, I want to, before I answer that, Jake Fish said Dan Campbell hired them an all-black coaching staff. But you know what? He did, though, man. Because they hired Deuce Staley. I wanted the Bears to try to go after him because we lost a lot of coaches on defense and offense. But, yeah, they loaded up in Detroit, though. But you know what, man? The thing with
before you answer that, I just want to say one thing. Fuck the Lions because they fired Jim Caldwell. Go ahead.
Sorry, exactly. We don't care about that. We don't care about the locker room rule.
You was talking about Dan Campbell and then
that team is so hard to beat is because Andy Reid is an offensive genius. I mean, it's to the point now where he's so confident with his play calling that, dude, they blitzed Patrick Mahomes on like the 5-yard line, and that probably was the easiest touchdown Kelsey has ever called in his life. Like, come on, man. Buffalo gonna be a team to reckon with, man. I think they need to get a receiver to complement Diggs. Not to sound racist, but y'all can't keep having the white boys with y'all on the other side of a number 1 receiver, but that don't work. And unless you work them in the slot like Tom Brady did with Edelman and the other guy that was taking the ecstasy or whatever. But KC, man, they defense being what don't No, the other guy, Westbrook.
You mean Beasley?
Yeah, okay.
No, I'm talking about you got to work them in the slot, like Tom Brady and them had welfare but man, that's a hard team to beat, man. Especially Honey Badger got that defense playing too, man. I mean, they don't have a lot of those shut you down type stats, but that defense is solid, in my opinion.
To piggyback off what you just said, I totally agree. To focus on Buffalo first and foremost, I don't think they need another receiver. What they need to do is go back to being a balanced offense. They fell in love with Josh Allen throwing the football. They're a running team. I get Josh Allen led the league in total touchdowns. I get he has improved tremendously. He went from like a 53% completion guy to like a 63-65% completion. He had tremendous uptick this year, but I don't think he was good enough to take over a team as they wanted him to. So yeah, they're not gonna beat the Chiefs with that. You need Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, or those other guys that we were just talking about to beat Patrick Mahomes. Otherwise, you're not gonna beat him with a adequate quarterback. Like I said the terminology I used earlier, a kind of cute girl. Josh Allen at this point, he kind of cute. So run the air out the ball, and then let him be Josh Allen.
But you know what? Their run game was made in Achilles heel the whole season, though.
But you still got to try with him. You cannot say, Josh, throw us into this game. I don't think he got it. I don't think he still got a lot of time to improve. I'm not calling him Phillip Rivers, but as of today, he's Phillip Rivers. I don't think he's gonna be career field, but as of right now, he Phillip Rivers because I knew it was just a matter of time before he hit a wide open linebacker.
They need another receiver. They need, you know who Buffalo needs?
Robinson.
Free agent from Houston. Because Green Bay was trying to get him. He always hurt, but he finally played. He got suspended back. Will, whatever his name is from Notre Dame. Will Fuller, somebody like that. Because it was to the point where Diggs was the only person that he was throwing to.
Yeah. I like Buffalo. I like the situation up there.
But the thing about it is, when you look at teams with only one target, let's say the Calvin Johnsons, the Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, and those who are still putting up those numbers, you have to acknowledge those receivers. Because think about it, if you get these top defenses, let's think about the low flat zone, with Chris Harris and King Tariq. If John Johnson or John Hopkins came out with 100-something yards, Stephon Diggs to 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, we're calling them elite. So it's like, if these teams are only having these one receivers, they still putting up numbers. We need to acknowledge that. Because we already know if us three on this, look, me, Big O, Louis, HRap, if we know your focus is Stephon Diggs, he's still putting up numbers to make us say, wow, we need to put a nod to those receivers.
But see, that's why I don't worry about stats. Because you can have 250 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns, and y'all can lose by 21. When are you catching those balls? Where are you catching those balls? What's down and distance? To me, that's more important than, I got this, and I got 3 touchdowns, and I got 120 yards or 150 yards. I tore this dude up, and y'all lost by 20. If you any person who's doubted me, remember a couple years ago when AB went into a thing against New England, and Pittsburgh got their draws kicked in their ass. So all these numbers mean nothing. It's about time and how effective you are. And I'm going to continue to say that until the day I die. I don't care how many. You can score in basketball. You can score 50. How effective. Kobe scored 81. And people, God rest his soul, people forget that they almost lost that game. Kobe had to go to the free throw line and do the damn thing. And that's, I don't care about no numbers. You need a balanced offense. You need a coaching staff that's committed to keeping that offense balanced, and then you're unstoppable. That's why, as Michael Wade just stated in the chat room, most coaches script out the first 15 plays of the game. Andy does the first 30, and you don't know if Williams gonna kick ass, what's his name, Hilaire from LSU gonna kick ass, Le'Veon gonna kick ass, or Patrick gonna kick ass, or if Patrick kick ass, he got 4 options out there too, because Watson's back, you got Hill, you got the tight end, you got the kid from Georgia. That's what you have to do. And to continue from what you said earlier, when you're looking at these Chiefs, I think it was Big Illinois who said this. When you're looking at these Chiefs, historically, the Chiefs have been an excellent drafting team. This is way before Andy Reid. They had Collier, they had Barry Word, they had Harvey Williams, they had Tamarick Vanover. They keep these receivers. They continue to draft well. They get solid defenders. This is a well-oiled machine who always needed a dude who could sling the ball. It's gonna be hard to knock. This is gonna be hard to knock the Chiefs off this perch. I'm gonna ask one more question, then I'm gonna go to this other game. Shannon and Skip was talking about this GOAT conversation. I don't really like that conversation. I know most people do, so I'm gonna participate in it. In regards to this GOAT thing, greatest of all time, ain't nobody better than this guy, yada, yada, yada. Does Patrick Mahomes have to win 6 or 7 Super Bowls to be considered the GOAT? I have an answer. I want to hear y'all's. Y'all can go any way y'all want to.
I'll go to Illinois. Go ahead.
I don't think so. I mean, because what he did his first 3-4 years in the league, shit. I haven't seen this in my lifetime. You know, I don't think you need to win that many to be considered the GOAT.
Joe?
In regards to this, in regards to this, it's gonna take Mahomes time, but he's getting there because as far as it goes, the last few years in regards to Mahomes actually as our quarterback, he's done everything that we asked Tom Brady to do back from decades. So as far as it goes, Tom Brady made the our Jordan and Patrick Mahomes making our Kobe in regards to what's going on. All I ask is watch it. Because if you love Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, you're gonna miss that other side of that field that Brad Man is doing his business. And vice versa. Love Patrick Mahomes and hate Tom Brady, you're gonna miss the excellence that he's gonna do on that side of the field. So as far as it goes, watch this match in regards to Marvin Hagler and Tommy Hitman Hearns in the first round. This is gonna be a slobber knock. Do your thing, watch it, enjoy it. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking for.
You know what? I mean, we're not giving prediction of that. I got a funny feeling that this might be another one of those 49ers versus Denver type Super Bowls where Kansas City might blow them out.
Before we get to that, because we're gonna say that for next week.
Right, next week.
No problem. In regards to that, I'm gonna go ahead and sign up with what Michael Wade just said. I'm gonna smoke a bag of that stuff that Michael Wade just hit. 3-4 to me. The reason I say 3-4 is because at this point, Patrick Mahomes is clearly the reason that they're winning. Tom Brady got 2 or 3 Super Bowls where he stunk all to be damned. He fucking stunk and still won. That's why I mean, hey man, only a damn fool would sit around and say, oh man, Tom Brady ain't great. Tom Brady ain't one of the best ever. Tom Brady ain't arguably the best of all time. I'm not stupid enough to say that. But simultaneously, Patrick is the truth. From the first time you saw him, week 17 in Denver 2 years ago, to this very day, Patrick is the man. And that's why I can't speak for Microwave, but I'm assuming he's saying when you walk in the door, the man, win league MVP, lose because your defense, sorry, lose because there was a couple of mistakes, because it was they got people going offsides and BS penalties. You lose because of that. Then you turn around, come back and win the Super Bowl, and then make it to the next one. And another thing that's going to put it over the top is, I call it the Joe Montana factor. Joe Montana won 4 Super Bowls, right? And no interceptions. We know the whole story. At that time, they were the NFC West. They were the Saints, they were the Rams, they were the 49ers, and they were the Cardinals. Tom Brady, if there's any serious knock on Tom Brady played in a division full of rereads. The Jets ain't been good consistently since Joe Namath. Nobody listening to this right now, more than likely, Chief Rocker and my man Big Chris are the only 2 people who are alive the last time the Jets were good consistently. And that's not a age joke. I'm just saying. When you look at that division, he had, it's a reason you could play 20 years in a division and never lose two games to one team, because they were horrible. The whole division was horrible. So if you're going to play in a division that I consider is going to be one of the better divisions, because if the Raiders get their act together, which it looks like they're going to do, they got the Jaguars head coach, who was a great defensive coordinator, as their DC. The Broncos, if they get Winston or Dak or one of those dudes, they're going to be wildly competitive. It look the Los Angeles Chargers, they're going to be competitive. He's going to have way more opportunity. He's going to have way more competition than Tom has ever faced, which will put him in a position to whereas if he wins 3 to 4, like me and Microwave agree, I think he could be in that conversation. If he wins 5, it's over. It is flat out over. Now, to
I put my hand like this. It wasn't because of what you said, but Johnny Rigo, man.
Yeah, because you know why? Because now all of a sudden you're signing up for my game plan from a month ago. The same game plan you was on air cussing me out about. Now it's time to go with the HRap plan. You Johnny Ringo, man. You want to fight until it's time to fight. Johnny Ringo, man. With that being said, the NFC Championship game was a joke, if you ask me. Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers didn't play like Aaron Rodgers. He played like a very good quarterback. He didn't play like Tom Brady played the way he played. What are y'all thoughts on the game? Help me understand this, because there was a whole lot of Tom Brady ball washing going on Monday morning, and I don't get it. Speak on it.
Well, I picked Tampa Bay to win. But I mean, it came down to Aaron Rodgers is not aggressive enough for me. That's just me.
You've been consistent with that all year.
No, he's just not aggressive. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand the thinking with going for the field goal. But I also understand when you like, hey, you know what? We need to go for this touchdown. If I'm the man and has that stature, I'm about to be the MVP. Hey, coach, man, we need to go for this, man. You know, if we don't get it, hey, it's on me. I get up in the podium and you can blame me, but they had. I mean, when they kick that field goal, I was like, man, this game is over. because that defense all year has been
Sus.
Suspect, man. So, I mean, it just came down because Tom Brady did the best that he could in the second half to get that game away, man. It was almost to the point where I was like, why are you throwing that, man? And you supposed to be the goal? You looking kind of suspect, buddy. But I mean, I think it was a matter of the play calling got too conservative in my thinking for Green Bay. Because they got 3 straight turnovers at one point in time, man. And you didn't get hardly you were scoring, but man, that it wasn't no way in hell Green Bay should have lost it. Come on.
Joe?
I feel exactly the way he feels in regards to Illinois. There were so many times in the fourth quarter. Because first half, I ain't even gonna lie. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers slapped Aaron Rodgers in the face and they jump on top of him. 2010, going in halftime. As far as it goes, that last touchdown before the half on the side of the number, hey, I'm not the biggest football player, but I was. So something's going on over there. But if I go second half, the Buccaneers on board a couple points. Aaron Rodgers was doing his thing, but they gave him so many opportunities in regards to it was 3 interceptions. 3 interceptions in the second half, and you only made 6 points off of it. In regards to the last third down, where everybody's making a big, a lot of them would do it to Devontae Adams, he could have ran in. Truly, yes, Aaron Rodgers from a few years ago would have ran in. Maybe he's making life decisions in regards to I'm trying to keep my career intact, but I still felt he should have ran that, but again, I'm not the quarterback. So, as regards to it goes, Rex Grossman and Aaron Rodgers have the same amount in NFC Championship. That can't stay because Aaron Rodgers, you're supposed to be the man in the NFC, and you keep getting beat on BS. Great, every time defense lets you down. But as far as you, if you're supposed to be the man, that's where those points are supposed to come from you. But I'm not a football player, so I'm only a fan.
It has nothing to do with being a football player.
When Jones went out, that hurt them, but Williams and that rookie, I forgot his name.
Dylan.
They moved people running that ball.
Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan. They more than capable of running that ball, man. So, you know, it's just an head scratcher, man.
To me, I mean, that's another thing. Like, people keep saying, oh, well, that's that stat thing again, man. It's circumstances that make you lose games. Like, I remember Aaron Rodgers lost the football game, and it was a clean shootout. And Aaron Rodgers lost that game because the Packers couldn't stop nobody. They couldn't stop a bloody nose. See, we got to look at context. When you have zero, okay, Aaron Rodgers won his one and only Super Bowl when he had a running game. Since then, when has he had a consistent running game? Aaron Rodgers also lost playoff games with a dude who got the Dallas Cowboys looking like retards. So it's easy to say Aaron Rodgers lost. I mean, again, this ain't like Phillip Rivers, where you hitting wide open linebackers and defenders in the most opportune times. I don't understand how you have one of the most effective red zone offenses in the history of the National Football League, and you running these stupid ass plays. You didn't do no play action. You didn't do no running. You didn't do anything. You at home, and you don't go for the tie and go for overtime because you're gonna get the plays at home because you Aaron Rodgers, and your defense is knocking Tom Brady's head off. That one interception that Big Leno was talking about, if they'd have had a microphone on Tom Brady, you'd have heard him say, "I ain't got it," because he didn't want to get hit no more. So, no, I'm not. I mean, the dude played like trash. And like Microwave said, this dude, what's the difference in the way Tom Brady played the day before yesterday, and the way Jameis Winston played all year. You mean to tell me all I heard for the last 2 days is Tom Brady won the game? I have never heard of anybody throwing 3 second-half interceptions and somebody saying they won anything unless it was for the other team.
Never.
So, I don't know. I'm with Big Illinois. You got to be more, the coaching staff has to be more creative, and I'm with Aaron Rodgers. How did my man Love out of Cal Berkeley help you yesterday or day before yesterday? You got Jefferson up in you got Jefferson doing the damn thing up in Minnesota. You got homeboy out there, Lamb and all those dudes doing things all over the league, and you got a quarterback holding the clipboard that you draft.
Hey, Denver had Judy and Patrick was an undrafted free agent dude.
Exactly. So I don't know, man. So
I got a question. So we talk about the greatness of Tom Brady, the greatness of Patrick Mahomes, and the defense on both sides. My question is this. If you guys had to bet your last $10 on this Super Bowl, who are you going?
I bet my last $100 that the Kansas City Chiefs gonna kick their ass because Tom Brady has not played well in the playoffs. I'm just saying, Tom Brady hasn't played well the entire playoffs. Period. Tom Brady, I don't give a damn what anybody say. You can talk about his greatness. You can talk about 20 years ago. You can talk about 10 years ago. You can talk about whatever you want. Tom Brady hasn't been Tom Brady for the last 3 seasons. Everything that Shannon Sharp says on that show about Tom Brady is 10,000% accurate. And you got guys like Skip Bayless. Oh, they went to the Succaneers. The Succaneers had 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers and a Pro Bowl tight end and one of the best defenses in the league last year. They went and got Gronk. They went and got 2 big-time running backs, which they did. They didn't run the ball last year, and they secured the offensive line. And you're going to tell me the greatness of Tom Brady. You could have had the greatness of Phillip Rivers and potentially be in the same position. And as far as 40 touchdowns, 40 touchdowns and 5,000 yards is not a difficult task when you can no longer tackle the quarterback and when you can no longer tackle receivers. So don't tell me about no damn. That's why I keep saying I don't want to hear anything about no yards and stats and all. Nah, situational football determines greatness. Tom Brady for the vast part of his career, his situation comes through and shines. Lately, he hasn't. Big Illinois, the floor is yours. Huh?
I concur, my bro. I mean, I agree with you. But you know what?
Let me.
With the running game with Green Bay, I gotta disagree with you on that one because Jones led the league in touchdowns rushing the last 2 years. So, I mean, the running game is there. It's just I don't know what type of plays they was calling their last game, man.
I can't argue with you. I mean, but that's another stat though. I mean, and I'm not disregarding what Jones is doing, but if you are one of the best offenses in the league and you got Aaron Rodgers back there, everybody keying on him and they do the 1 yard run thing. Like Brett Favre, I bet you Brett Favre got about 35 to 50 1 yard touchdowns. You don't get credit for that to me. I don't want to hear about no damn 1 yard on the 1 yard line touchdowns. Nah. You don't get credit for that to me. I mean, everybody else might like it, but see, that's that stat thing, man. Like Josh Allen, look at Josh Allen's stats. Josh Allen led the National Football League in a total touchdown. If you just read his stat line, you could make it statistically. You can make the argument he's just like Cam Newton. But is he just like Cam Newton? So that's all I'm saying, family. That's why I hate the stat thing. With that being, hey, but you know what? That pretty much wraps it up, man. It's a rapsy scapsy. Let me see. Tampa Bay. Big Chuck said Tampa Bay gonna win the Super Bowl behind Alex Smith of all people. Mahomes carried the clipboard for his first season. Yeah, he did. Winston is not Tom Brady. That's why. But let me address that. Let me address Chuck before we sign off. Chuck said because Winston ain't Tom Brady. With the Winston last year, they was throwing the ball deep all day long. Just like the first part of this season, they was doing no play action. They was doing no throwing to the backs. And what was Tom Brady looking like? Trash. They convert. What's a man named Byron Leftwich converted more to a Tom Brady friendly offense, and they took off. They start I'm trying to figure out last week. Tom Brady won the football game, handing the ball off 40 times. I can win a damn NFL football game if you gonna have a running back handing the ball off get the quarterback handing the ball to the man 40 times. It's a dude named Dieter Brock. I bet you don't. Nobody listening to this know that dude's name. He played in the NFC Championship, back-to-back NFC Championship games, handing the ball to Eric Dickerson. Is he good? No. What'd you say, Joe?
I was going to say, there was a guy named Kirk Cousins doing all this shit, handing the ball to Dalvin Cook. They didn't get to the playoffs, but Brady was formidable.
So, no, I ain't trying to hear this Tom Brady. It's this. And then, one more thing, man, and then y'all can say y'all fired shots. The reason Tom Brady took a slight at the Chiefs saying, Jordan, we chasing Jordan. The reason they chasing Jordan is because Michael Jeffrey Jordan was the reason the Bulls won 6 NBA championships. It's harder to win 6 NBA championships than it is to win 6 Super Bowls. Because you can lose and you still got to come back and win 4 more. If the Bulls would have been playing lights out defense, they still could have lost without Michael Jordan scoring. And I ain't trying to stop it with this Michael Jordan and Tom Brady stuff. Bill Belichick is the reason they won. Because guess what? If what's the boy name? If Matt Ryan would have, since Skip is the king of what if Matt Ryan would have scored 1 more touchdown? They ass would have lost. What if Pete Carroll would have ran the damn football with beast mode back-to-back 16-yard games? They would have lost. Since he the king of what if that, bruh? What if Adam Vinatieri what if they wouldn't have cheated and beat the Rams that first year? So, miss me with that nonsense. I'm just saying, the first year, the Rams claim that they cheated them. So I ain't trying to hear none of that.
There's always a what if. In regards to as far as it goes, because Skip is, like you said, Skip is the man of that. If it wasn't for Ray Allen, he wouldn't, if he didn't hit that 3, then they would have won in overtime. But there was an overtime because your team failed to get the free throws that they needed to. I'm sorry, Big O, but that was your team. Because they hit the free throws they needed to secure the game. So that's neither here nor there. As far as it goes, there's always a what if in every championship game or series in regards to it. I do have to listen with you only for the fact that I feel that the Super Bowl is more so a harder situation to win because it's only one game. Because as far as it goes, let's say this. We've seen the Browns lose game 1 of the finals. If there was only one game in the finals, 5 games, we would have lost every single one of them.
Let me ask you this. Watch this. This is why I'm saying that. Please let me interrupt you.
Okay.
Are you looking at the physicality of football, or are you looking at the fact that anybody? Because remember the Bulls won 72 games that year. The Denver Nuggets beat them one year. That one of the teams that beat them is the Denver Nuggets. So when you only got to play one game, all you need is one bad night and you over.
Exactly.
That ain't harder. That ain't harder. It's harder to beat somebody 4 times.
saying, as far as it goes with one game, you have to be on point with that.
But
so if you're not on point with that one game, that's what can kill the championship for you. That's all I'm going on.
But that don't make it more difficult. That just means stakes is high. Because if you can slide in a lucky punch. You can slide in a lucky punch in a fight and win. But if you had to fight this dude 4 more times, you might lose 4 more times. So anything can happen in a football game.
I'll give you that. I can be as lucky as I need to be to win that one game, or I can be as skilled as I need to be to win those 4 games. But either way, skill is going to be intact, and I think that it's less of a error or like his mistake. It's like the error of mistake is way less in a Super Bowl than it is in a 4-game Super Bowl. Because if I mess up this game, I can still come back and beat you for that. That's all I'm saying.
I just think it's harder to beat somebody 4 times. I think it's harder to beat somebody 4 times. Right. The degree of difficulty is higher. So if the degree of difficulty is higher, I get a nod to Michael Jordan.
I'll concede to that because as far as goes, one game I can just be lucky. If the last game when the shot we beat, we may never have to face each other again. But if I beat you 3 more times after that, it may be nowhere near close to that score.
Michael Wade said, I agree with it's hard at HRap to beat someone 4 times. However, one game in a scenario, there's no next game. That just made a microwave. I feel what you're saying. The stakes are higher. It's do or die. But
what he's talking about is game 7 in those series that we're talking about.
But it's still, that's why it's harder to beat someone 4 times. It's harder to beat someone 4 times. Just like, why you think you got Pacquiao, this dude 3, this dude, that dude 3? Because it's easy. That was a good fight. I won. That was a good fight. You won. That was a good fight. I won. That's why you have all these repeats. It's harder to go out there when somebody knows what you're going to do. They're going to make adjustments, and then you got to beat them again. And guess what? Tom Brady can win a Super Bowl and play like shit. Ask the Rams. Michael Jordan can't win a series and play like shit. And I'm the last dude defending Michael Jordan. But it's harder to win it back. And I hate basketball players with a passion. I hate it. I hate basketball players. I think they're the biggest sissies in town.
Unless they're left-handed.
No. Basketball players are sissies. I don't give a damn if they only got one arm and it's a left arm. But it's harder to win an NBA championship than it is to win a Super Bowl.
Okay, yes, because you know what? It's starting to get. I mean, I won't even lie. I was being sucked into the Skip Bayless mind state of it and the Shannon Sharp mind state of it because it's all about any given Sunday. You know what? Anybody can win on any given Sunday. It's 0-0. We have to play from here on there. Of course, I can have the worst day ever. But to truly be dominant over me and beat me 4 times, yes, that is way more difficult than winning me one game, not luck.
That's all I'm saying. With that being said, Big Illinois, Joe, and I'm going to wrap it up. We got 3 minutes. Make it quick. We got 3 minutes, man. Make it quick. Kaya. Yeah.
Wear your mask, wash your hands, be safe, have fun. Hey, watch sports. Until next week.
All right, thank you. everybody for tuning in. I look like my heat ain't on, as Dre said, because I was about to go outside and smoke, but then I'm like, damn, it's 5 o'clock, so I have to get on. But everybody be safe. I don't know if we're doing the backyard tomorrow, but I'll send out the alerts if we're not. But check me out Friday, Saturday nights, Big Illinois 73, built for this network. Peace.
All right, man. With that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. Tomorrow afternoon, you got the greatest. Tomorrow evening, maybe Deacon Dale. Tune in tonight. Later tonight, you got Mandela on the Girly Girl with Tasty Talk. Deacon Dale and D-Gray tomorrow. Possibly Big Illinois. In the evening, you got DJ Mad Knox, Cheers Roundtree, and James Earl, Theory of the Culture, my favorite show on the network. And then you got Friday, Big Illinois, as he just stated. Well, DJ Mad Knox and Big Illinois. You got me, Lisa, and Big Illinois Saturday. You got Kev, Rated Kev. You got D-Great. What is that? D-Great is Sunday night. Monday morning, you got the number one Chief Rock and Shirley Confirmed. Tuesday afternoon, you got my man Microwave. You got DJ Mad Knox, and we will be back in 166 hours. Y'all already know. Shout out to Reggie O'Shea, aka Combat Jack. I always use his exit because he helped motivate me, dream those dreams, and man up, a woman up, and live those dreams. His life without dreams flows in black and white. Life with dreams flows in technicolor, surround sound. Continue to look for the alerts. I forgot a show that I'm gonna be on Monday. I need everybody. If you have HBO or HBO Max, or your girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other, or your boyfriend, whatever it is, if your significant other, you jump off, or your friend or whatever has HBO Max, please watch 40 Years. Please watch 40 Years a Prisoner on HBO Max. Me, Ben Wilkes, and my man Ivan will be doing a review on that show Monday evening, 9:30 Central. Ben from BS3 is on his network. This is an excellent documentary about a movement. Please pay attention to it. It is vital. If you look like me, or if you want to understand people that look like me, do the damn thing. Check us out. It's going to be real. 2 fingers, 1 word. This your man HRap. And y'all heard we are built for this network.
We are built for this network, for the strong, not the weak.